This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's because I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.
It's the Bob and Tom Show.
To be honest, I'd never heard of the first bank that treats you like you're Tom Griswold.
This man came in and said he'd never heard of the first bank that treats you like you're Tom Griswold.
I wanted to make a deposit, but I had a million things to do that day, so I didn't want to spend a long time waiting in line behind a douchebag without proper identification or some loser trying to open a checking account with $20. Oh.
We could tell he was a very busy and important customer, so we led him straight to our VIP banking teller. But he refused.
I told the morons that I'd rather eat a raw turd than have to sit and listen to their pathetic little pitch about money market funds, CDs, or squirrel Christmas accounts. I told them I'd just walk up to the drive-thru ATM. Thank you very much.
The man was about to go out to use the ATM, but we pointed out the armored car in the parking lot.
Luckily, the manager spotted a terribly dangerous situation. There was an armored car at the bank. Statistically, 9 out of 10 bank robberies happen when the security vehicles are around. At the same time, I noticed there was a tanker truck filling the tanks at the gas station across the street.
Oh, boy.
This was the perfect storm.
The man seemed rather nervous, paranoid, and suspicious. So we could tell he was exactly the sort of customer we wanted at the first bank that treats you like you're Tom Griswold.
I could tell something was going on and they were going to rape me on the service charges and loan rates.
Yeah.
Perfect.
In the end, we recommended he try a different bank down the street. We didn't need the headache.
I could tell they didn't know what they were doing, and they finally admitted that the bank down the street had better facilities. I left immediately and stopped at Starbucks on the way.
I don't think the guy ever did open an account.
My whole day turned into a storm. I got nothing done. I'm probably going to have Joni or Dee take care of it later this week after I do a bit more research. By the way, did you see this article in the Wall Street Journal last week? It's fascinating.
The first bank that treats you like you're Tom Griswold. At the first bank that treats you like you're Tom Griswold, it's gonna be smooth sailing all the way.
Speaking of sailing, this will only make sense if you're a sailor. Similarly, in the film Master and Commander, much of it won't make any sense unless you sail.
Excuse me, your part of the commercial is done. This is the announcer tagline out, and then the music ends.
By the way, this background music is abysmal. I'll have Steve lay down some organ tracks for you to use.
Well, we're almost done here.
I'll have the music bed to you in 3 weeks.
Great, sounds good.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
We kid because we love, honey.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the Silac News Desk.
Hello.
Silac Insurance. There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold at the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair.
Hey, chick.
There's Ace Cosby.
Hey.
Tom Griswold is here. And, by the way, is everybody ready? You ready, Tom?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Chicky McGee is taking off his fleece.
Oh, yeah.
And he has a Washington Commanders number 5 jersey on, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 5.
Who's number 5?
Who's number five?
Who's number 5? It's your very fine quarterback, Mr. Daniels.
Number 5 is alive.
Only because I turned my back.
Yeah, you did. Just in
The
time.
Daniels name.
Did you turn down one of those two things you've got playing?
Shut up.
Okay.
Hi.
Oh, that's very nice, Jack.
Playoffs, baby. Here we go. Here we go.
And that is obviously a Commanders jersey, not a Redskins jersey.
Nah, I know.
How many Redskins jerseys do you have in your closet?
I've lost count. Many. Let's just put it at many.
Do you have your own Redskins closet?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
2
Really?
in the garage. Yeah.
No, at one point, and I'm not trying to be mean here.
They're temperature controlled. What? Go ahead.
Was there at one point in one of your homes a so-called Redskins room?
Was there? Well, yeah, you know there was.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I'm
You're
He's
being
being
the collective we for the
being
listener.
conversational.
Yes, I
Yes,
understand,
yes.
Tom. Go on, Buckley. Yes, go on. Yes. Yes, Snotty Mc. Yes,
we
go-
begin, as usual, ex nihilo.
Well, we know.
And out of this nothing, we discover the background. But you do you have in your current? I've never been to your house.
Yeah, we're going to keep it that way.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have a Redskins area or?
No, well, kind of the whole house. The whole house has got a Redskins. You know, I mean, there's stuff up everywhere.
Any particular prized?
Not that I can
framed
think
anything?
of.
Or?
Not that I can. There's a lot of stuff still in boxes, but yeah.
Well, maybe you should have Christy come over. You guys could unpack it. Maybe.
Hey, let's not.
Me?
You know what?
I introduced him to a very nice woman who can help him do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Floyd
Floyd
helped me. Yeah.
Floyd is the best.
She's an organizer. Huh?
Oh,
She
okay.
did
This is
Yes.
a professional thing, not a love thing.
No, she's a
It's
professional.
not like hang up a jersey, bang the broad. And
No, oh my gosh. No.
This is something different than that.
Sorry,
Didn't you
Floyd.
think that same thing, Josh? I can tell you did.
I knew what they were talking about. But,
I'm not aware of that.
That's because Josh has not had a head injury, so he knew what we were talking about. Yeah.
That's great. Well, I'm looking forward to Saturday's game.
Saturday, 8:00 Eastern, from Ford Field.
And once again, the spread.
Washington getting 10.
That's the first game of the weekend?
No, that's a touchdown and a field goal.
And your pick is?
I got to take Washington. I have to. I'm locked in. I don't know what to do.
Now, off the record, do you think Washington will actually win it outright, or just in the gambling world?
I don't know. I am totally. I don't know. The Lions have a lot of injuries, but they're getting people back. And
well,
I'm told Ford Field's an awful place to play. It's loud. I don't know what to think.
Interestingly enough,
Think positive.
Speaking of Lions,
Oh, God.
we have
a totally different Lions.
Lions in the news, the kind that have paws and are dangerous and scary. And
that'll eat you.
yeah,
The pride.
yeah, well, you'll see.
A lot of my favorite people are Lions fans too, so I don't know what to do. And I feel bad for the Lions. Haven't won a championship since 54. Wow. 57 maybe. 70 years.
So before face masks,
Before face masks, before Super Bowls, before everything.
when concussions really were.
Before all races were allowed at the games, before everything.
Wow.
Tom.
Yikes.
It's a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Glad we got that out there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we'll be reviewing your picks coming up. I'm a little bit unorganized this morning.
Discombobulated?
Yeah,
are
I
you?
just I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get everything sorted here.
Can you play some of the music that you listen to in the morning to kind of
It's usually
to kind of
on.
relax? Or I mean, it's usually on now, but I mean, I kind of missed it this morning. I was in the building doing stuff.
Oh, I've been playing on a great album by Clifford Jordan called Clifford Jordan and John Gilmore, "Blowing In from Chicago."
Okay.
Oh, it's great stuff. It's
jazzy?
Yeah.
Would you ever say
Very
that in conversation, Josh? You come into a restaurant, meet a guy. Hey, I just blew in from Portland.
no.
And, no, of course not. No.
Well, I think it's because they're
They're
The
jazz
guys blow
musicians.
hot. They blow hot.
The guy's blowing a saxophone.
But you can.
Here we go.
That's what it was.
This is it.
Loud, too.
This sounds like a meth fever dream.
Okay, now there's a great lick that begins this tune. It goes da 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 da.
Well, let's hear it.
It's like what they're listening to in Reefer Madness.
Yeah. Play it, man. Faster.
Yeah.
That is
Drum
fast.
solo. It's over
Is this Krupa?
now. Wait a minute.
Oh, he's hitting them skins.
That's a paradiddle, all right.
Drum stop. Very, very bad.
hang on. What? Hang on. That's not it. That's too long here.
He's banging those keys.
You like this?
I need a martini.
That's the one you were playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to these saxophones in harmony. Oh, that's just beautiful.
That is nice.
You know my love of big horn section.
Put you right in the lounge.
Yeah, that's great. Clifford Gordon and John Gilmore, blowing in from Chicago. Great.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Can you imagine if we get those two guys in here for? Oh, that'd be fun. We have more guests coming up today.
Big time guest. One of our buddies.
One of our favorites. He is comedian Roy Wood Jr. And Roy
R-Dub, Tom. Do you know what we call him? R-Dub.
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 What does that mean?
R for Roy.
Right.
Dub for W.
Oh, okay. I didn't pick up on that.
I understand.
I guess I should have because you've got W, of course, the former president. They called him Dub. We have Roy coming in, great comedian. I'm a huge fan, and we'll talk to Roy. Roy's been doing a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
Got a brand new TV special out there
On Hulu.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Debuted today.
Oh, well, that would explain it. We'll talk to Roy about that. I wanted to ask him about something he talked about with us, that his dad was a very distinguished news guy.
Yes.
And, he was right there in the whole era of the civil rights movement and knew all the key
Martin
players.
Luther King and yeah.
And as important as all of that is, he also discovered the founder of Soul Train.
I remember that.
Who was a police officer that pulled Roy's dad over. It's a great story. And we'll talk to Roy about many things. And I don't know much about his new special, but I know that one of the things he does address is a topic we've talked about at some length, which is the what's it called? The checkout, self-checkout.
Oh, yeah.
And how certain people really like to check out because that's the only chance they get to talk to people. And we've talked about this. And my aunt would go out shopping all day to buy nothing, just to have some humanity and someone to talk to.
Aww,
and with the
so
self checkout, that's gone.
Here comes crazy Lady Griswold.
And you know what I'm saying,
if only
Christy.
there
You
were
have
robots.
you have some empathy for people. And
Of course.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that toward the end,
Yeah, okay, let's go.
your Aunt VO
Yeah.
settled
Grandma
up to,
VO, but
settled up to the bar just to have a human being.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are we going to have bars with robots waiting on people?
Oh, sure. Probably.
Oh, God.
Well, you can get liquor delivered now. It's been doing
Boy,
Drizzly's a
that
great
guy's.
app.
There's a guy in my neighborhood a lot. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Even as a kid, I don't want to mention any
Little
names.
blue van.
Maybe it was Mr. Jacks. I didn't notice much, but I did notice. Boy, they sure did have that liquor store delivering a lot. I think he was kind of a drinker. Now, we urge you to listen to our program with Raycon earbuds because it makes it sound that much better. You could hear that great band I just played doing that blowing in from Chicago thing.
Yeah. That'll be.
With Cliff Jordan and John Gilmore. I think you'd enjoy it even more with Raycon earbuds.
Raycon's everyday earbuds are also, speaking of best friends and talking, they're your perfect gym buddy. You can have your Raycon earbuds as your best friend. Why not?
Yeah.
What a great coworker those would be, or a phone call companion. Premium audio that goes where you go. And their latest model's better than ever with 32-hour battery life, multi-point connectivity, and lets you pair with two devices at once. The earbuds also come with active noise cancellation, which is often difficult to find at this price point, but not with Raycon. They start at just half the price of other premium audio brands. And Raycon's everyday earbuds also swell new colors, including almost collector edition, limited edition colors like rose gold for a limited time only, royal blue and blush violet and forest green. So go to buyraycon.com/Tom to get 15% off site-wide. That's 15% off everything on Raycon's website. Go to buyraycon.com/Tom. That's buyraycon.com/Tom.
And use the Christy Lee rule, which is when you go out shopping for a gift, you always buy one for yourself. So
Of course.
buy a pair of Raycons for yourself, buy one for your sweetie, wrap them up, perhaps a little jewelry, and go, hey, look at this. I can make recordings of my voice you can play through your Raycon earbuds, and you'll be with me all the time. Happy Valentine's Day. Well, thank you, Raycon. We certainly appreciate
Talking
that.
to himself.
Yeah, he is.
Coming up, we have, do you dream
Yeah, I do.
with advertisements? This is the weirdest story. How many people have ads show up in their dreams?
If you could control your dreams and dial something up and be able to dream and like choose it before you go to bed, would you do that?
Yes.
Yes, and
You
B,
would.
and B,
Yes.
I think that is coming.
That'd be awesome.
That sounds like every terrifying movie ever made.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Where it
I have
goes
no
wrong.
interest in that, and I
Yeah.
don't know how that could ever happen.
And how would that be beneficial?
Exactly.
Well, we'll discuss dreams and all this cool stuff
And
coming up.
and more evidence of how different Tom is from Chick.
Oh,
Coming up.
Oh,
All right.
Incredible differences.
I don't doubt that, and God bless me. We are in the O'Reilly
See?
Auto Parts Studios.
I didn't say that, did I?
and this
I
is
thought
the,
it.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Bob and Tom Show. We're in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Hello, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm a little bit groggy this morning.
A little
Don't-
groggy.
Don't know why.
All right.
Did you get enough sleep?
I don't know. I thought I did. Went to bed about 9, got up 3 o'clock.
You need some, a little bump, a little Benny, a little
Solid
amphetamines,
six.
a little
Java?
little go juice.
I'm using tea.
Does it have caffeine in it?
Yeah, a little bit. We'll hope for that. We're
a little
gonna do
wacky glue, a little little silly string. What do you need?
little
over there?
early morning huffing.
Little up and at 'em.
I don't know.
Little, how's your pops? Little,
What's your mom?
We've got a coffee run up and running right now. Once again, we are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. I look around the room and I see Mr. Pat Godwin.
Hello, Tom.
Doing something with his fleece over there.
adjusting my fleece.
Patty G's got a big show coming up. This is so exciting. The Dry Bar Comedy Special, you're going to be filming it Saturday, February 8th in Provo, Utah. And it's going to be just a great show. And it'll be eventually out there in the ether for all to see. Pat has some songs for us this morning. I should point out that you're going to be at Banter in Rothschild, Wisconsin, Friday, January 24th.
Indeed, yeah.
And while I'm at it, the big show this weekend is in Springfield, Missouri, the birthplace of our friend comedian Greg Warren. And he's going to be there this weekend. Huge shows, the absolute must-see shows. While I'm at it, Haywood Banks at the Arc in Ann Arbor. Remember, you must go in with one other person. Only couples allowed.
2 by 2, that's
it.
it.
Has to be in the twos. They will pair you with strangers in line if necessary. Before we get to sports, we have to do a little bit of review, and our review is actually sponsored this morning.
That's exactly right. Today, Things We Learned brought to you by Hyundai. Now you can buy a new Hyundai from the comfort of your new home at Amazon.
What?
Visit HyundaiUSA.com for more details.
I love my Hyundai.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Hyundai. Tom?
Making some great vehicles these days.
Yeah, they are.
Got a nice letter here, actually, that kind of ties into this. We were talking about Tradio in our early days in radio, and it's still out there. It's kind of like the swap shop, we called it, where people would call in and say, I've got a Maytag washer I want to trade for 4 tires or whatever, very specific. This is a letter from Bear Wallow, Kentucky.
What's the name of it?
Bear Wallow, Bearwallo.
That's where the bears wallow.
That's where the bear wallows are.
And Wayne writes, I've got a lot of free time right now. I'm dealing with some issues, and I catch you guys on YouTube, listen to you guys for years. One of the things we have in common, I grew up with an Uncle Cletus, Cleatus,
CLEATUS.
Wow, yeah.
That is
the
Cletus.
Canadian spelling.
Yes.
And Christy,
I found out it is Cletus.
Cletus?
I had a cousin Cletus, yes.
Wow.
And it was
on my dad's side. It was a woman.
lady.
A lady.
So
yes.
like Edith, but Cletus.
Yes.
And this is really interesting. His wife was named Clenaile.
Wow.
CLENAILE. Also, where I live in Kentucky, we have Tradio on the radio. It's so popular, it's hard to get your calls in.
Oh, I love that.
So
this all started because Ace made it known that he has a massage chair.
Oh, that's right.
That he doesn't really use anymore.
I got to find the remote.
Oh.
Well, you can get a universal remote for that. I'm sure we can figure that. But you'd have to put that into the description. One massage chair, remote missing.
Yeah.
And
then, but you want to trade it
I want to trade it for, in your case, maybe $500.
Or a Mercedes.
A Mercedes-Benz.
Unreasonable trading.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ace Cosby's your host.
I'd like a G-Wagon and a chauffeur.
Impossible Tradio.
But the thing about Tradio is, as I said yesterday, or whenever, the fun of listening to it, even if you're not in the market for anything, it's just fun to go back and forth. And Chick, you hosted. Was yours called Tradio?
It was called Tradio. I had a folder and everything, and I got fired for being a smart aleck, for doing what I'm doing now on Tradio. A lady called up and said I had a washer dryer last week and I didn't hear it mentioned, and all I said was, "Well, gee, that's too bad." And I was really snooty and snotty, like I am with Ace, yeah. And it turned out the lady was the general manager's close cousin or aunt or something. Yeah, called me in and fired me right on the spot.
Wow. Anyways, thanks for your letter, Wayne, and good luck with the stuff you're dealing with right now. And
you've never been fired, have you? No.
Of course not.
Do you attribute it to your ability to do such a great job, or your ability to, if you're questioned or you're in trouble, to really sling the bull crap and dodge the situation?
Very good. Would be the latter.
The latter.
Yeah.
I think so. I think everybody who hasn't been fired is probably like that.
I think technically, when they let me go the first time, it was a layoff.
Sure.
Yeah, Ace has been in this building longer than anybody.
I got a question. How many times you been fired here?
Laid off twice.
Why didn't that stick? Is that
because I hired Ace?
Is that
That's right.
Oh, I see. There's the fly in the ointment.
I remember just like a year before I came in the studio, he said, "I want you on the team."
On the team.
Is that what you told him, Rockney? Is that what you told him? I want you on my team.
Someday you'll have that Mercedes. By the way, can I borrow your chair? What else did we learn on yesterday's show, you ask? Let's see. Here's a list right in front of me.
It sounded like you're...
there are going to be posters for our upcoming big event at the Riverside Casino.
Oh, yeah.
And the poster has something hidden in it. But I think...
Is it cocaine?
No.
Oh, you mean like on the image?
Can I snort my poster?
Why not?
They'd be popular.
Once again, we are going to be at the Riverside Casino. It's a special broadcast of this show.
Down by
4 weeks from today, right?
It's going to be the 21st of February. It's a Friday. That's right, Christy. And you can join us. We'll be there at 5 a.m. local time, kicking things off. And it's a free show to come watch. That evening, we'll have a regular comedy show. I'll be there. Chick might be there. I'm not sure. Patty G will be our headliner, along with Josh Arnold, Al Jackson, and Jeff Oskey. Info at riversidecasinoandresort.com. Hope to see you there. It'll be fun.
Correction.
And there will
5
be a
weeks.
poster.
Yeah.
And maybe a little something else.
Really?
Yeah.
A little something else?
Maybe a surprise.
You got a little something?
My favorite story yesterday that you guys poo-pooed was the story about fake job postings.
Yeah.
It's his favorite story from yesterday, everybody.
Apparently about 20% of the job offers you see don't really exist. I've always felt that was true, having been screwed by that early on in my career.
That really
but then
did.
you weren't. You weren't screwed by a fake job posting.
Well, in a way I was. The job existed, but I talked to the guy and then I drove 8 hours the next day for the interview and he goes, "Oh, we hired somebody."
Yeah.
They told you.
That's true.
They took one look at you and had to come up with something.
Were you at all, be honest, if you can remember, were you even a little bit self-important during the interview?
A little snarky?
Not at all.
Little
What'd you wear?
erudite?
I arrived the night before about midnight. My car broke down.
Well, that's the problem.
Well,
you
there
look too
you
eager.
go.
You look too eager.
Some really nice guy helped me push it to a gas station. Oh, it was a disaster.
Yeah, you put out the locals. You can't be on the air there.
Well, the good news is we're on the air there now.
Yeah.
And the guy that didn't hire me is working in a warehouse.
No.
Very good.
It was a blessing the guy didn't hire you.
Yeah, that's true.
The guy who fired me for Tradio ended up in prison. So,
Yeah, goes around, comes around.
Turn.
Yeah.
Nothing sweeter than the failure of others, I always say.
But no, I think about it a lot.
But a lot of job postings are fake.
Yeah.
They're done for all kinds of different reasons. But this, I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting.
It's a bummer because it just makes it harder for those out there looking for a good job.
I don't envy you.
Well, it's kind of like that in sports when
Yeah, the NFL interview BS.
You're supposed to interview a certain number of people, and
They already know.
and they already know who they're going to hire.
Yeah, that is a really blatant scam.
They're going to try to put more teeth in the Rooney Rule. Yeah. That's a big topic of discussion.
Yeah. Now
you have to interview a minority before hiring a head coach.
We found out that
I don't know how they got around it. They had to come up with a rule before, but
we had a story about an ice maze, the world record ice maze. I don't like corn mazes or ice mazes.
I'm with you, bro.
In an ice maze, you have the double fear that if you should get lost, you can freeze to death. Mm-hmm. And then we found a chick said you're scared of mazes as well.
I'm terrified by mazes.
And my question is, what if someone goes in that thing, has a heart attack? How can the first responders find them?
Well, that's because the people who made the maze know how to get in and out of them.
Do they, though?
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason I'm terrified.
Of course they do.
I don't think they do.
Oh.
Unless they have a secret passage.
Yeah.
There was a great story on one of those CBS Sunday mornings or something about a guy in England who does the gardens, the big ones.
Right.
It was
hedges.
fascinating. Yes.
Okay. Now, we had, speaking of England, the Fatbergs in the news again. Mm-hmm. These are those massive congealed globs of
fat and
oil and baby wipes, and they found a 210-foot-long mass of hardened fat, oil, and baby wipes in a place called Sidmouth, England. And then, meanwhile, there's a laboratory in Scotland that is trying to turn these so-called Fatbergs into perfume. Mm-hmm. This seems like a great way to spend $1 million to make $1, if you ask me. But
they can get it down to some pine-smelling scent, they say.
Great.
How big did you say it was?
This particular one is 210 feet long.
So a football field's 300 feet long.
Yeah. It's a giant glob of
210 feet.
And it's in a sewer, so it's also laden with poop.
Seems like it's too big.
Yeah. And we came up with the standard Chanel No. 2 joke, I believe. Mm. And again, I've said from the beginning when they started calling these things Fatbergs, Fatberg to me sounds like in a Batman movie, the Penguin's accountant. Fatberg, do we have any money?
Fatberg, do we have any money?
And Fatberg is a big fat guy, and he wears one of those eye shades. Remember those? You know those?
Oh, patch?
No, the ones.
Visor.
Oh, the visor.
The visor that you would always see in the old. And the guy,
poker guy.
And the guy would have his sleeves rolled up so he couldn't put anything. Pat had a nice song about a haunted hotel. Mm-hmm. And Pat he had a couple good songs yesterday. And then we had a weird story from Al Jackson. Al Jackson has a line of, am I getting this right?
Ladies' shoes.
Ladies' loafers, and they're called ranch?
They're ranch loafers. They have they're very colorful, and they have, imagine if you were in Texas or Arizona, like a steer head or, that kind of.
And he's selling them online.
On Etsy. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nick and Jolie, I think is the name of it.
Nico and Jolie.
Nico and Jolie. Thank you, Josh.
We discussed the laundry line, the drying panties,
yes,
and hanging clothes to dry. And I guess I'm the only one that really likes a nice line of panties hanging up. I think it's kind of sexy. No one's.
I dry mine in the dryer. I don't know what.
That's not sexy.
Okay.
Your husband, let's say your husband comes home from a hard day at work.
Uh-huh.
And a typical day, you've been slaving over the stove for 3 hours. And
he goes into the laundry room.
Have his favorite duck under glass, candlelight, glass of wine ready for him.
Yes.
Lovely.
But he walks in to hang his coat up in your laundry room, and there's there's a clothesline with panties on it. That dinner's going to be late, my lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
That dinner's going to be late, my lady.
It's quite a phrase.
You're with me on this, right, Ace?
Yeah.
Don't you guys have any sense of romance?
I mean,
you're
panties
talking-
hanging on a line,
Clothesline
not,
is,
not particularly
No.
romantic.
Have you told your lady that's
Or
what you
practical.
She doesn't like. She does not like the use of the word panties.
like? Say undies.
So this hasn't worked for you.
Not much works for me. Let's be honest here, Christy.
Okay, let's.
I'm
let's-
sorry.
No, I'm serious though. I do. Or like a hanging brassiere on the line.
Well, I'm glad you like it. I mean, something imprinted at some point.
Yeah.
It didn't on us.
Wow. I just am so surprised. I thought that was kind of standard among real men. Okay. Well,
Where's this clothesline? Outdoors, indoors?
See, but this speaks to my
There
point.
are
Of,
clotheslines
it's in the
you can
it's
make.
in the laundry room.
Oh, I got you.
I've got a little
I
laundry
didn't know what
area.
you were talking about.
Washer, dryer, and there's like a
if
closet.
you would,
Oh,
if you
right.
would ever take advice, but this, I think this speaks to your larger problem, is that you're convinced that your memories, everything you've experienced, everybody else has experienced.
No, I'm just trying
So
to
no,
share
yes,
the.
yeah, you're certain that
trying
you
to-
like panties on a clothesline.
I'm just
so
trying to help people live a more enlightened life.
Every man likes.
My husband just texted and says he prefers them on the floor.
Oh, Andy.
Tony.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, there
Andy.
you go.
And
See,
it's not Anthony.
No.
we had
Andrew?
we had
Are you sure?
Yes.
All
we
right.
had a story yesterday.
I think you're wrong.
See, this is where
Poor Lily.
we differ again. I find nose rings in women pretty offensive. Nose rings belong in pigs. We had a story about some lady who got her nose ring caught in an office chair and had to be evacuated by the fire department. But you guys, you find the nose ring sexy?
It can be.
Yeah, it certainly can be. Yeah.
I don't know if I find it sexy. I think it's kind of cute in certain situations, but I don't. I think that your question should be, do you find it as repulsive as I do? I think is where you're landing on this issue.
Yeah, it's just not my.
You judge books by covers.
Yes, you do.
No, it's just you have
Intensely.
to look at decisions. Why would someone
See, you
make
go all
this
the way
decision?
back. You see a nose ring
It's
and
like
go,
a certain
"Whoa."
type of tattoo. You go, okay, what were they thinking?
Right.
Is there?
Well, there's no doubt people have tattoos are filthy.
No, not all tattoos. I'm just saying, what was the motivation here?
I have 9 tattoos for those of you not.
Yeah, but your tattoos are all important. I get it. I'm not being critical of your tattoos. Now,
I'm going to get Tom tattooed on my ass. I've decided. That's done.
He's already there anyway.
T on one, T on one cheek, M on the other. Tom. How about it?
I would pay for that.
You would pay for that?
Yeah, just to have the photograph.
Boy.
We can get you the photograph, whether it happens or
Oh,
not.
that's tremendous. Lastly, yesterday, and this is kind of exciting. The American government is building 2 new gigantic aircraft carriers. These things take years and years and years to build. But the 2 new ones, President Biden announced they're going to be named after a couple of his predecessors. There's going to be the USS George W. Bush and the USS William J. Clinton. These are so-called Gerald Ford class carriers. But again, but they're going to be starting them soon, which is kind of cool. And we did find out, the Clinton carrier is going to have a cigar store, interestingly enough. Yeah, I said,
thank you very much.
It'll be on the poop deck, but and is it once again they're going to christen it right off of Epstein Island there.
All right. Okay.
But wouldn't it have been great if that's where the cigar had gone?
All right.
So I'm just taking it one step farther.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
Yeah. You tend to do
That
that.
that is so low rent. The cigar and the old. Remember when that came out? And
Oh, yeah.
a bunch of people on Capitol Hill. Where was the cigar? Oh dear. Wow. Right now, it's time for us to find out what's coming up in sports. You want to give me a little bit of a?
Well, we got the NFL playoffs. We got the college football championship. We got Bill Belichick. Is that contract signed? Apparently, the answer is no. Jim Harbaugh is going to have a couple of procedures in the offseason. We'll tell you all about it.
Okay, thanks very much. Right now, this portion of the Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is all about mental health and about helping yourself feel great for a great 2025. There's a lot of great stuff coming up ahead. And seeking counseling is certainly not a bad thing. In fact, it's a smart thing to do. And BetterHelp has a smart way to access therapy. way it works is it's all done online. So you'll go online, you'll fill out a form, and it'll help them help you by finding a therapist that will be appropriate for you. And by the way, you can switch therapists anytime. No additional fee is involved. Right now, there are some 30,000 credentialed therapists working with this program. I was just talking to a friend of mine who does this, and it's great. A lot of the patients typically do it with kind of like a Zoom call. And it's a lot more convenient because you can be doing it wherever you want to be. So you don't have to go across town, get in the bus or whatever, drive anywhere. You can do it at the convenience of wherever you want to be doing it. It's BetterHelp, and it's all about accessing therapy on the internet with professional credentialed therapists. See what I'm talking about? Give them a quick visit at BetterHelp.com/BT Show. The /BT Show part will knock 10% off your first month. It's about getting acquainted with the world of therapy. Just find out just for some information. Go visit it, BetterHelp.com/BT Show. It'll help you. It'll help your friends. It'll help your family. And you'll feel great, I hope. Go to BetterHelp.com/BT Show. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BT Show. Lots of cool stuff coming up, including some music from Patty G. Had some great stuff yesterday, Pat. It's going to be tough for you to match that, I think.
Well, thank you very much.
Maybe just have to do those over again. We'll find out. We're in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video March 27th.
That'll be a great show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We're in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Chick. Now, I got to tell everybody.
All right.
If you're just joining us, Chick McGee is wearing an NFL jersey, a real one, an official one. Getting ready for the game Saturday evening.
Number 5 of Washington, Jaden Daniels. Big game in, 4 big games this weekend.
And you have been a Washington Football Club fan since you were a little kid.
Since the world was young, 1967.
And your official pick?
I have to take Washington in the points. Gots to.
And is it 10, you said?
10. Washington plus 10.
Okay. Some big NFL action.
It was 9 and the hook, and then it turned into 10. You remember betting parlance, the hook,
the half.
A 0.5, yes, a half point, yes.
Well, it's time for us to segue here in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios into the world of sports with Mr. Chick McGee.
The Los Angeles Chargers, 11-win season, and they were exited from the playoffs last weekend by the Houston Texans. And head coach Jim Harbaugh made the announcement at his end-of-the-year press conference yesterday. Harbaugh told reporters he'll soon undergo a couple of procedures to treat his irregular heart rhythm. Harbaugh said he has an ablation of the heart that he's going to try to get fixed during the offseason. And he said at the same time, in order to save time, he's going to have a hip replacement.
Well, if you're going to go out, might as well.
He said, you noticed me walking with a noticeable limp throughout the season. I'm going to get my hip replaced. Titanium, he says. And apparently this is a very successful surgery. I know nothing about it. I know a couple of friends that had it done.
They've got that one down.
They swear by it. Yeah.
They have you up on your feet that day.
On your new hip?
Typically.
On your new hip.
That's wild.
Got you up and walking.
Wow.
Typically. Not all the time. Yeah, a bunch of my friends have had that done. It's
the ablation they've got done, too.
Yeah, I've been there several times.
Yeah, I know.
They got that down, too. And I don't know if they're doing them at the same time. It depends.
Well, the way I hope it happens is, yes, they're doing them both at the same time.
That'd be awesome.
Of course,
it's like they're building RoboCop.
That's right. We could make him stronger.
Well, I don't know. I didn't read the article. I don't know if they're just doing the thing where they give you an electric shock to get you back in rhythm, or if they're doing something more elaborate.
But it sounds like it's
the ablation itself is where they
they scrape.
Kind of shave it.
They shave and scrape. Didn't you have a cow hoof put in your heart? What was it?
I have a valve made out of cow tissue.
Oh, well, it could be a hoof.
And it really hasn't. It really
cow hoof is cow tissue. Am I right?
What's the warranty?
It is.
The warranty on the guy said
you'll
be
like a 5-year warranty.
I'm doing great. There's been no other weird side effects. I don't think anything is all different. I got to go milk my left boob right now. But,
Some guy out there, finally, they're talking about my fetish.
Oh, gosh.
Men lactating. Oh, my goodness. Okay, and you recall that Bill Belichick, some say, and you have a tough time arguing, he could be the best coach in the history of the National Football League.
Yeah.
All those Super Bowls, this, that, and the other. Well, he agreed to become the next head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels in the world of college football. Well, now, apparently...
Because his girlfriend goes there?
Because regarding whether he would return to the NFL, those are the questions people are asking, and they point out, well, he has a buyout clause in the contract with North Carolina. It would cost Belichick or his new employer, if he wants to leave from North Carolina, cost him $10 million if he terminates his employment with the school before June 1st, 2025. However... reports are today that Belichick, the contract is not signed. And this opens up a whole new window of problems for North Carolina and possibly opportunities if he wants to go back to the NFL. There's something called an offer sheet that he has signed, but it's not the actual contract. And Tom will tell you the legalese of this will make your head spin, but apparently it is definitely a problem. The term sheet Belichick signed is known officially as a proposal of contract terms and conditions. It begins with a 2-sentence paragraph, as one NFL source with a legal background put it, is consequential to the question of what will or won't be legally enforceable.
Jeez.
The university, what do you want to hear this? What it says? The university proposes to enter into an employment agreement with Bill Belichick to serve as head football coach.
Oh, all right.
That's the first sentence.
So this isn't the agreement.
They are engaged. They haven't sealed the deal.
Ace, do you want Mr. Belichick coaching your favorite team in Las Vegas?
Hell no.
Hell no, Ace says.
Really? People keep calling him the greatest coach in the NFL. He didn't do anything with the Jets. He didn't do anything with the Browns.
Well,
he won 7 Super Bowls with the Patriots.
I think Adam Vinatieri had a lot to do with that.
Well, I mean, yes. That's often people do credit the players to a degree. Certainly, the players do have a lot to do with it, but it's a team effort. Just move on to the next story.
Was he only good with the Patriots?
Yes.
Huh.
It's the only place he's been in.
It's pretty interesting.
Many a year.
But 7 is the most Super Bowls for any coach. Am I right?
Ever, yeah.
Ever,
and he's
yeah.
closing in on the most wins ever, which would be probably the impetus. Is that a word? If he would want to come back to the NFL.
But only with that one group of players. Not with the other groups of players. I think Ace is onto something.
I don't
Could be the players.
Ace knows what he's talking
that
about.
Brady guy was pretty good.
But he would help steer him. And doesn't the word impetus sound like it has something to do with a venereal disease?
Ugh.
I'll tell you what, I thought it was okay. Then we saw the impetus in the green slime.
Oh, well, green slime is no good. That's infected.
It was a discharge. Very sad. I'm sorry. What else?
More sports coming up.
Okay, well, you want to give me a little bit of
a the national championship for college football coming up Monday night. Remember college football?
And are you going to
have dragged this out too long? Possibly.
I don't think so. Are you going to make a pick?
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be. I can't go back to Franklin County if I don't pick the Buckeyes. So, not that I want to go back to Franklin County, but
I see. Coming up, we have
maybe Pat and I could have a arm wrestle, because you're from Notre Dame technically.
Yeah,
right?
my dad went there, class of 55.
Pat's a legacy. There you go.
Okay. Coming up,
I think Pat worked on the janitorial staff.
They wouldn't let me even do that.
Oh, okay.
Coming up, we have we have a celebration of National Soup Month.
Yay! Is it National Soup Month already?
I didn't know.
Boy, time flies.
Also, we have nicotine pouches in the news and rats in the news with the cops. We'll find out what that's all about. We are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Get a look at today's show on our YouTube channel.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Seconds.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Christy Lee at the Silac Insurance News Desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hello.
Hi, Pat. There's Josh Arnold.
Chick.
Ace Cosby's here. I'm Chick McGee. And Tom, we have a Bob and Tom comedy legend in the studio.
I look around the room. I see. There he is. It's Roy Wood Jr.
Hello.
Roy's a great stand-up comedian.
Hi, Roy. How you been, old?
Television host.
Does it all.
Recently in front of some of the most famous politicians in the world.
Yeah, that was a day.
The correspondence dinner was. Did you have to do a lot of? Did you get like a month off to prepare for that?
I don't know about a month off. It was that's when I was still working at the Daily Show. They don't give you days off. They're like, do both. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Figure it out. So, yeah, work all day and then go to the comedy clubs at night and then do jokes for an audience. The correspondence dinner is messed up because you test the jokes on people who will never be in that room.
Yeah.
You still don't know if Lester Holt's going to laugh at this. You have to figure out a joke that Lester Holt and Ann Coulter will both enjoy at the same time. In front of drunks in Jersey. With respect to Jersey, we love New Jersey.
Yeah.
But no, that was a good time, man. But I'm blessed to just still be working, man.
We're real proud of you to get a gig like that.
Mm-hmm.
That had to be rough. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one's weird, and just I don't know. Politics as a whole is just stressful. Anyway, like I'm dreading the inauguration just because I know that. For a week, we're going to get the texts, emails from both parties asking for the money and are you ready to fight? Give me the money so I can continue to fight. They were sending those like the day after the election, like the fight continues. You won. What do you mean it continues? Or you lost. Why am I giving you money? You just you should at minimum you should explain what if you're sports when the Skins lose right when they used to lose
right.
Let me be respectful. When they used to lose, they didn't send you an email the day after the season ended. Hey, you want a season ticket package? You want to get?
Well, actually, under Dan Snyder, they might have done that. Actually, now that I think about it,
the fight continues.
The fight continues. Yeah.
When sports teams lose, they go away, and then they come back after a couple months, and they go, "Hey, here's what we think happened. We made some changes. We have new personnel. We went and got 2 Japanese dudes to help us."
With some of the, yeah, okay.
The Dodgers can't have all the Japanese players. We got 2 of our own.
Okay.
Will you join us in the fight? And then I will give you money. But to just blindly ask for cash just all the time,
right away.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah. My season ticket, I'm waiting for what they usually send you something like a nice set of cups or something, and then a couple weeks there. Oh, by the way,
it's time to re-up.
Need the big check now.
Didn't the Raiders, or did you? I don't know if you got this or not.
I didn't get one. The box?
Yeah, the box, and you open it up, and it's a replica of the stadium.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the first year of Vegas.
Yeah. It was a gorgeous... I guess I'm guilty of watching an unboxing video because I watched a guy open this up, and he was like, yeah, check out what the season ticket holders of the Raiders get. And it was gorgeous.
Well, now, we're speaking with comedian Roy Wood Jr. Roy, your new special, I believe... started airing at midnight?
At midnight today.
Yeah, so none of us have seen it. Have you seen it? You didn't see it yet, did you?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Lonely Flowers on Hulu. Steal somebody's password.
Lonely Flowers.
Steal somebody's.
Disney asked me not to say that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it.
Well, that's good. These days, especially for me, I can never find out. You don't know where anything is. So Hulu is the place to go to find Roy.
Yeah.
What's more dangerous on stage, talking about politics or talking about sports these days?
I would argue sports because I feel like sports fans will still fight you. Like political stuff, like people get riled up about politics, but sports is different because now I'm insulting your childhood. And this is
true.
what you and your dad used to do together. Your life's been terrible, and that logo brought you joy. And then I walk on stage and stomp on it, and I go, Aaron Rodgers doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And now you want to fight me. And a sports fan will wait. That's what they do. Political people, like when I see you again, or you get an email 3 days later, I better not see you again. And next time I see you, a Jets fan will beat your ass.
Was it yesterday or the day
this
before?
Is, top of mind. The Eagles fan was yelling at the Green Bay Packer lady at the Link, or at Lincoln Financial Field, and he was saying horrible things to her.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And it went viral, and he's banned for life from the Eagles, and he also lost his job. They fired him.
He worked in DE&I.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Hello? Ironic?
That was
there you are in the dictionary.
That was a sideline. Yeah.
The Yankees, the two Yankees guys from the World Series, they caught a ban too.
I'd never seen anything like that watching sports for 50
No
years.
kidding.
These are the guys that grabbed the glove and pulled the ball out.
I'm going to use the word wrench. They tried to wrench the glove off of.
When asked about it, said, "Yeah, that's what we do."
Right.
We've been practicing it, and we knew what we were going to do when it happened.
Totally premeditated.
Ready to go.
Jerks.
What we train for.
You think when they're at the end? Okay, now remember what we're doing. If the ball comes over here.
And what's at the root of this? Is this all
Insane.
the internet and having that moment that you can post?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, now we should explain that Chick rarely wears a jersey in studio, but it's because of your favorite team.
They're in the divisional. They're the final 8, Tom.
The Commanders. Now, Chick has made his picks, Roy.
I have, Roy. Let's
and I know
go
you are, of course, a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, so don't talk to me about playoffs.
I was just going to say, so you got a lot of free time.
I turn my attention to Cubs preseason.
You have
pitchers and catchers reporting.
I don't know if we get a picture of the Miami Dolphins head coach.
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel. He is, without a doubt, the coolest NFL head coach. He's got the latest Air Jordans. He's got some sweatpants.
He looks like a Bitcoin scammer.
They're usually dressed pretty relaxed.
He just looks like a guy. Oh, I trust him. Yes, you can have all of my passwords.
He puts a lot of product in his hair, and there he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of dreamy.
Yeah.
Can we find a sweatpants shot? They're like really.
He does
Roy's
not.
right.
Tight joggers.
If you find out that guy had 25% in Fire Island, you wouldn't like Firefest. You wouldn't be
Fry-Fest,
Fry-Fest.
I like Washington.
Firefest,
I like Washington plus the 10 in Detroit. I think the Lions are going to win. They're just too big a train, but I think Washington. But they better not hurt my little baby Jaden. I can tell you that right now.
Mr. Daniels?
My little baby Jaden. I like the Eagles minus the 6 at the Rams. Although the Rams and that defensive front, those guys are. I'm not real confident on that pick. I'm not confident on any of these. I like Houston plus the 8 at Kansas City only because all the Chiefs wins seems like 3 or 5 points. And I like the big game of the weekend in Buffalo, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen going against the Bills and the Ravens, Tom. Mm-hmm. Buffalo, a home underdog. They're getting a point against the Ravens.
And your choice?
I'm taking Buffalo plus the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a last-minute field goal.
Go Josh Allen. He's a key.
And if he wins, they're going to give him MVP.
They were going to give him MVP.
Whoever wins this game gets MVP.
But they say that the playoffs don't matter in the MVP voting. Yeah.
Okay.
Why would that be?
They've always said that it's on the regular season.
That makes no sense.
I'm just telling you what they say, Tom.
Okay.
Who are they?
The people that check out the joggers.
Oh,
Tom.
yeah, look at that.
No, we should explain.
There you go.
They're kind of like what are those things called?
Capri pants.
Clam
Yeah,
diggers.
clam diggers,
The pants that are like
Cropped. They're cropped is what
They're
they
like-
call now.
a foot off the ground.
And those Air Force One, I think those are. Notice that he has a little tag on it, that little red tag hanging off the
Hype
shoe.
Beast action there.
Yeah, that's those are $2,000 sneaks.
Don't take this the wrong way, but he looks like the guy the football players would have beaten up in high school.
Yeah.
I think he might be onto something. Yeah, I think
Seriously.
He does look. He does look kind of front office.
Yeah.
Like Dad
Is he
owns
young?
the team ish.
Is he under 45? Is he younger?
Yeah, way under 45. I don't know if he's 40.
Yeah.
Whoa, he and the coach for Notre Dame, that guy looks like he's 12.
Oh, Marcus Freeman?
Yes,
Oh yeah,
he's so
you got
young.
national championship pick yet, or you come later today?
I would never be able to go home in Franklin County, Columbus, Ohio, without picking the Ohio State Buckeyes minus the 7. I have to. I got to. I might have business someday in Columbus. I don't know.
Well, once again, we are here talking a little bit of sports. Coming up, we're going to find out what's going on in the life of Roy Wood Jr., the man behind the new Hulu special.
And he also has an HBO show. He's
the Max. Yeah, the CNN. We can talk about that later.
All right, okay.
It's politics.
The focus is no. Give me the name again of the
Lonely Flowers.
Lonely Flowers.
We're all beautiful people and alone when we need to come together like a bouquet. The special is about connection.
Oh, I like that.
That's gorgeous. I don't believe a word of it. I know you, but that's gorgeous.
Okay, well,
it's about loneliness. The whole thing is about loneliness.
Not about all these things. Now,
let me tell you about Simply Safe, Tom. Can I?
Of course.
Traditional security systems for your compound only take action where somebody's already broken in. Well, that defines too late. Simply Safe has Active Guard outdoor protection that can help prevent break-ins before they happen. Simply Safe has AI-powered cameras backed by live professional monitoring agents that monitor your property and detect suspicious activity. Let's say the Miami Dolphins head coach is lurking around and acting suspiciously in your backyard. Well, Simply Safe agents see him and can talk to him in real time, activate spotlights, even contact the police, all before the coach has any chance to get inside your home. No long-term contracts or cancellation fees. Monitoring plans start at about $1 a day, and 60-day satisfaction guarantee or take your money back. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News & World Report for 5 years running. Start the year with a greater peace of mind. Visit simplysafetom.com to claim 50% off a new system with a professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafetom.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Thank you very much, Chick McGee. Coming up, we're going to talk with Roy. We've also got some interesting things coming up in the world of news. I have an update on the USS Clinton, the aircraft carrier that they're going to start to build pretty soon. They're going to build that one, and the George W. Bush aircraft carrier.
There's a George H. Bush aircraft carrier as well.
Already. Yeah, but they're building some new ones.
Right.
Billions of dollars for beautiful ships. And they always call them she. And in these various press releases, she will be done by a certain date. Do you find that, is that okay with you, Christy?
Sure.
Just
I don't mind.
Just a tradition?
Yeah, all boats are, yeah.
It seems a little odd to me.
Why?
I don't know.
They don't assign a gender to any. Do they? We'll have to look it up. If there's a him or a he or a
it's she.
She is very common, I think.
Yeah.
For all vehicles, right?
Like, I call my car a girl. I've
yeah.
always said that. I've always.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in the fact that the government is issuing this press materials and it has that gender identification of a ship, I think is kind of.
What if you drive a Trans Am?
A perfect question. Thank you very much.
We'll answer that when we come.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That's very controversial. Well, you have two cars. You have two Trans Ams. No, it's very, very complicated. We are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit TremfyaRadio.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We're in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios. Christy and Pat and Josh, Ace. I'm Chick. Go Washington. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Chick McGee.
Introduce our special guest, will you?
Of course, I'm happy to. I'm just doing a little homework over here. We have a comedian, Roy Wood Jr., joining us. Veteran stand-up comedian, now a television guy. And
television guy.
He's got a bunch of different hats that he wears on TV, and
he's a property. I think he's a sought after property.
Well, that's nice.
Somebody wants to be in the Roy Wood Jr. business.
Yeah, except it's not Roy, which is weird.
Well, I would imagine that only helps. The more distant he acts, the more they want him, man. Yeah.
Roy Wood Jr.'s new special is on Hulu. It just debuted a few hours ago. It's called Lonely Flowers. We're going to talk to Roy in a matter of moments, but I was doing some homework during the break.
On?
Well, I was talking. I'm fascinated by these beautiful ships that are all over the world, but the United States, of course, has these incredible aircraft carriers.
These instruments of death, yes.
I'm glad they're out there. And thank you.
It's a warship.
They protect you.
Yeah, but knowing that it's there keeps the bad guys from going away. I think we're going to screw around with this country. Oh, wait a minute. You mean they've got planes on there that can annihilate us?
Am I being a pinko pansy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But, there are going to be these two aircraft carriers named, and they tend to name them after recent presidents, as a matter of fact.
They have to have really cool nicknames because the way the armed forces, they have great nicknames for everybody. So it's got to be like the Billy or the G-Dub or something like that.
Could be. In any event, there is the USS Bill Clinton, and there's also going to be the George W. Bush. There already is an H.W. Bush.
Well, why isn't there a Herbert Hoover or the Coolidge?
There probably has, but I Googled this. This is really interesting. The first ship named Clinton was the USS Clinton, a Haskell-class attack transport in the United States Navy in 1945.
Haskell class. Oh, that sure is a beautiful airship, Mrs. Cleaver.
Little Eddie Haskell.
That sure is a wonderful.
But the original Clinton in the United States Navy, this is true, was used as a target in 1984 for target practice, and they sank it, which means that, by the way, there was no one on board. So technically, Monica Lewinsky is still the only one to go down on a Clinton, which I think is very appropriate.
Well, that's a long way to go. A short time.
Well, we have Christy Lee at the Silac Insurance News Desk. And once again, Roy's new special is called Lonely Flowers. And, Roy, you're talking about your family, I gather?
You got me obsessed with this now. Andrew Johnson has no Navy vessel named after him, which I think is fair, because if you're on the money, you don't get a ship.
Yeah, you're right.
Or am I thinking about Andrew Jackson? I don't know. Listen, I worked at The Daily Show 8 years. You think I'd know these things. Obama has nothing either. So, it's weird. George Washington had 8 ships.
Wow.
Whoa.
8?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he was the first president. There was like no other guy to name stuff after yet. It was like, well, we got another ship. Well,
are most of them
not a big Washington?
Are most of them made of wood like his teeth?
8. And Obama has none?
Yeah, I give Obama time. Don't give him a submarine or something. They're not going to give him an aircraft carrier.
But does he swim?
I don't know.
A fair joke.
Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Hang on. Okay.
I want to.
I can answer that.
You can answer if President Obama swims.
I can. He has to be able to.
Oh, because he graduated from...
Because the college he went to, you have to be able to swim to graduate. I know because I went there.
Oh, that's a deep...
I didn't know Obama went to Columbia, did he? Yeah. I missed that. All right.
It's a weird thing, but at the college I went to, I'm totally serious. You had to be able to swim to graduate.
Let me ask you this. When you were at Columbia, and before you had and you didn't have your swimming certificate or whatever you want to call it, did you think of a way to fake it so you could graduate?
No, I know how to swim.
Well, I'm just asking. It seems like something that you'd try to skirt the rules on to be able to graduate.
That you report to the gym and that they...
Did you have a lot of classmates that were like, I've never done this?
Absolutely.
I did, really? And they were like nervous about it?
You see, you're in New York City.
Sure.
So,
but a lot of New Yorkers go to Columbia? It wasn't mostly transplants?
No, there are people from all over the place. But my one friend lived next door to me senior year. He did not know how to swim. He was from Queens, and so he had to take swimming lessons.
I was going to say, did they offer lessons?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I was going to say.
Get your ass in that water and get to the other side. Figure it out.
It's like it's the same thing. There are a lot of people that grow up in New York City, especially, don't know how to drive.
Course.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They don't,
no license.
Yeah, my brother. Yeah.
Was there a pool on campus?
Yeah.
And was there a swim team?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Columbia's not big on competitions on the field of athletics, are they?
We happened to win the fencing championship.
Well, that's right. Look, we didn't mean to besmirch.
And we were favored by 10 points.
Super Bowl of fencing.
Flaccid sword competition.
So, as for there not being a ship named after Obama, I wonder if there's a certain waiting period because they just did
George W.
They just did George W. and they just did Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
so if they're going in order, then.
What about Carter? What about Ford? What about there's no Nixon? There's got to be a Nixon.
The Ford is the class of that's the entire class of aircraft carriers were called the Gerald R. Ford. Yeah, seriously, I'm not.
Oh, that's what it came from. I thought it came from like Henry Ford or something stupid.
I thought Ford made him like they make.
Yeah, no, I don't know much. I'm just all I know is what I'm reading in this article.
An escort on one line and a plane on the other line.
And I don't know if there is a Nixon ship.
I could look this all up.
I am
really
not a doc.
Chick, so my son is obsessed with aviation.
Yeah,
I didn't know this. Henry Ford tried to make airplanes for a while. There were Ford airplanes for a quick minute.
Yeah.
And then the Depression happened, and he had to fall back and just focus on cars again because the market had gotten weird. And then that's how Boeing and McDonnell Douglas gotten together.
How old's your son now?
He's 8 now, man.
Oh my gosh!
We went to space camp down in Huntsville. Shout out to space camp.
Awesome.
Where you spend the night and you do the whole astronaut training and stuff. And then the more I thought about it after I paid money, and then you sleep in the actual, like they have like barracks or whatever, and it's great for an 8-year-old.
Oh, I bet.
I'm 46. My spine is not good. There are better mattresses in jail. And that's not a joke because I've been to both places.
Well, you and Pat have something in common.
What do you think?
Uncomfortable.
I'd like to see that Venn diagram of people who've been to space camp and jail.
Yeah.
It's a 3-inch mattress with that weird no urine can get through. What's the Billy Mays commercial where the guy's floating on a screen
like
door?
The Flex Seal?
Flex Seal. It's a Flex Seal. It's a mattress coated in Flex Seal. And then you just wake up every day and for like 14 hours you walk around this beautiful campus and they teach you everything there is to know about space travel and blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of it, we're riding back to Birmingham to my mama's house and I'm going, there's no space shuttle. Like, where are you? Like, what? Like, the waiting list for astronaut to do it. Like, astronaut is a job you train, and then they go, you are an astronaut.
Right.
And you go, great. When do I get to do it? We do not know.
Maybe never.
Yeah, maybe never.
Seriously.
Right.
Or you are an astronaut, and then you get to go up there, and then you're stuck like those two that are up there. There's not enough conversation about the fact right now that there's 2 people stuck in space and they don't have an aircraft capable enough to go and get them.
Yep.
And we act like it's cool because, they're on a space station. There's other people up there. They have just because I have friends does not mean that I'm not stranded.
She did a spacewalk a couple days ago.
You got to get out of the capsule.
Yeah, I need some fresh air.
If I don't leave this capsule, I'm going to kill you. Okay?
I'm going to go have a smoke.
Gerald Ford, by the way, does have an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, it's the USS Clumsy, right?
No.
Thank you very much.
This is the latest. Here we go.
Fell down
The latest line of U.S. carriers named after Gerald R. Ford.
He was an incredible athlete with the mission.
No.
There's a John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Aircraft carrier. Anyway, yeah.
They plugged that leak in the John F. Kennedy? Didn't they have a hole in
Do
that?
we have any aircraft
Thank you
carriers
very much.
named after women?
But ironically, the John F. Kennedy is referred to as a her. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, they're all referred to as they. And I'm not
But-
kidding. They in this press release they say she will be done by.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's been.
That's just. I have a friend that's a maritime lawyer, and he'll be going. Yeah, I've got to fly to so and so, and then. She went down, blah, blah, blah. And it's always the she.
Ladies and gentlemen, what Tom just said was, I have a friend who's a maritime lawyer.
I do. Henry.
Billingsley's a maritime. Yeah. Billingsley and I have a feud, and I didn't even know it started, but by gosh, I'm going to finish it.
Okay, fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he looked at me and he talked to me for 10 seconds. He goes, well, I would never pick you for a jury. I go, well, kiss my ass, Billingsley. How about that?
Oh, wait a second. Let's be realistic. If you were a lawyer, would you pick you for a jury?
God, no. No, I don't think I'd take it seriously. That would be a big problem.
We're ignoring our guests. Have you noticed that? We're hanging out with comedian Roy Wood Jr., and I have not seen your special. It's called Lonely Flowers on Hulu. It just debuted, so you got to check it out this weekend. And I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know much about it. But I did hear you talking briefly in another interview recently, and you picked up a topic that we've been talking about a lot, which is, I mentioned this earlier, for example, I had an aunt that was kind of lonely, and she would go out shopping, and she'd go, well, I've got to go buy a new lamp, and she'd be gone all day so she could go to 10 different stores so she could talk to human beings.
Yeah.
And I just heard you briefly mention the what do they call it? The self-checkout.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Not a fan.
We really underestimated how much small talk plays a role in keeping crazy people calm.
You're so right about that.
I'm just saying, man, like when retail started, the degradation of retail in this country was the beginning of disconnection in our society. The idea of just, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Your waitress has twice the tables and has no time. I miss just a regular Southern way. Well, how you doing? And what you doing? Oh, the catfish. Well, let me tell you about the catfish. It's like that's gone. And now the only time you see a employee is when you do self-checkout wrong. You want an employee to appear, make a mistake, and then the self-checkout machine shoots a flare up to let everybody know you're stupid, and then the beacon light goes off, and like, you don't know, please step aside, wait for an associate, you moron, and then the employee appears out of nowhere, and then they're rude to you because you don't know how to do their job.
Exactly.
You scanned it wrong. That's the QR code. That ain't the barcode. Get out the way. It's not my fault, man. I don't like that. I joke about it, but I really do feel like having that friend when you were in the store and this is my section. Let me know if you want to try on anything. And it's gone. Yeah. It is a ghost town. And if you are somebody who is disconnected, and a lot of people in this country live alone, they ain't got nobody. And that cashier might have been the one person. Am I the only person that felt like I liked it when the cashier would comment on my groceries as they came down the belt?
Oh, look what you're having for
Ooh, I like this flavor.
Maybe they should program could they program the machines to do that?
It's coming. I'm sure when you have your AI cashier bot that's going to be there in another 2-3 years.
It'll probably remind you of what. Hey, you probably are out of ketchup. You bought it 6 weeks ago.
Oh, they're really.
Amazon does that.
Someone's having a party tonight.
I had a cashier one time. I was trying a new health kick, and so she scanned the celery, and she scanned the salad mix, and she scanned the radishes, and she looked at me, and she goes, "Trying something different?"
Oh,
jeez! And she didn't know me. I'd never seen her.
That's good old fashioned folksy conversation.
That's fantastic.
You gotta throw an oatmeal cream pie on the belt to throw them off. A couple boxes of Little Debbie's.
You're joking, but there is a profound statement in there, which is I can just remember my aunt. She'd be gone all day, and she'd go to 10 different places and come back with nothing, and it was all about just talking to people.
There are very few places where you still get that. My son we talked about the planes, so we go get the die-cast model planes, and we go to hobby shops. And the people who work in hobby shops have not left that building since 1983. They live there. And the attention to detail and conversation about the craft and what you're doing, like that, I just love. Like that, I still love. And I still like buying condoms from gas stations.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no self-checkout at the gas station. Like when you get, and like condoms, you have to ask for them most of the time. They're back there like, yeah, give me those.
Yeah, we have a story about that.
And then the guy brings them over. Oh, yeah, man, these are good ones. Like, every now and then when you buy condoms at a gas station, the cashier, especially if it's a male cashier, will just give you kind of a thumbs up. Like, good luck. Good luck, soldier. But that makes you feel good.
Yeah. We're talking with Roy Wood Jr. Roy Wood Jr. is a longtime friend of the show, and his newest special is
Don't
called...
just get the condoms. Get the Vicks Vapor Rub. That Vicks Vapor Rub, that condom.
The special is called Lonely Flowers. It's on Hulu, and thank God it's politics free. It's time to get rid of it and just talk about life.
I've done enough of that.
Yeah,
let's just talk about why everybody's lonely and sad.
Yeah.
You know, fun stuff.
Now, to your point about waiters and waitresses, you'd love having lunch with me. I never look at the menu now.
Now?
I just ask the waiter or waitress. That way, at least you get a conversation going. Hey, what's good here? It's much more fun.
You know, an easy conversation. Ask them what to not get.
Yeah.
They can't wait to tell you.
You are so right. Yeah.
They will just tell you straight up, baby, don't get that.
Yeah. If you don't like cat food, don't get the meatballs. Okay. We're going to find out what else is on Roy's mind. Maybe catch up with being a dad and what's going on in your life. Also, a couple of sporting stories. We also have condoms in the news, of all things, and even astronaut news coming up. Once again, we are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Just got to get a hold of us. Call, fax, mail, or email. Get all the contact information you need at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
At Clues.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. We're all here with a special guest, Tom. One of the Bob and Tom comedy legends. We've known him for decades.
That's right. He is a comedian, Roy Wood Jr.
He's old. Have you know how old this guy is? Man.
Who, Roy?
Damn. In the man.
Roy is
02, 03.
Roy is the father of an 8-year-old. So something of an older dad, I guess. Was that fair to say?
Roy did these videos with his son. I'm not sure how long ago when he would
pandemic.
During the pandemic, he put them up where his son would wreck his toy cars, and Roy acted like he was ran the repair shop, and he was. So you go see what was the
the Lego axle ain't looking good. We're gonna have to replace that, and we're gonna replace the Lego axle. May as well get in there and get that other U valve.
Now this gonna now your labor and everything $3,800. Now you go see Sheila. She'll take care of it.
I would give him an invoice and send him up front to his mom.
What's it like to raise a boy in New York City?
As a Southerner from Alabama,
yeah, right.
I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is to go outside and do stuff. But in New York, outside is kind of weird, to say the least. Like the difference between the South and like New York is that in Birmingham, you have every single thing. Like I spent every summer in Mississippi and Clarksdale.
Mm-hmm.
So you have crime, you have homelessness, you have traffic, you have a park. But they are all in sections of the city. New York, it's all on top of each other. So the idea of like even taking my son outside to just go to the park, it's a destination. He can't just say, I'm going to be outside.
Yeah.
Like one of the dopest things when I take my son home to my mom's house in Alabama, he can just say, I'm going up the street.
Right.
Great. Yeah. Go discover stuff. Go get chased by a dog. Get 2 mosquito bites and skin your knee and come back in and eat pizza. That's what life should be. But, you know, he's definitely – you're forced to grow up faster in the city too, like because your head's on a swivel. You don't know what the hell is going on, and then the cab driver's cussing at somebody. Like it's literal chaos. But he loves it because that's all he knows.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
How's your mom doing?
My mom's okay. She's still working. Like she's never gonna retire. I got my mom. I got her a dryer for Christmas, and I shouldn't have. Because it's one of the new dryers, and I don't know, for reference, my mom's dryer was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The last dryer. Perfectly fine dryer, but I want to update the dryer. Well, now she went from a dryer with 2 knobs to a dryer that has 48 settings.
Yeah, right.
You got to talk to it through an app. You can't even just turn your dryer on. Go to your phone and check the clothing temperature. And now her complaint is that the clothes are too moist because the new dryers, because to save the earth, they don't dry them.
We've been talking about this for years now.
The old dryers, your clothes would be well done, and they would be sizzling like fajita. Burn yourself on your jeans.
Yes. That buckle's hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have that button imprint on your hand.
Yeah, and so her biggest complaint, and there's nothing we can do to fix it out of everything with this dryer that's beautiful and technologically advanced, is that she doesn't know when the clothes are done.
Oh, okay.
Because the new dryers are very bling, 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 bling.
Yes.
Like when they're done, when the clothes are done, it's just bling.
Right.
And my mom's old dryer was like a NBA buzzer beater. Your clothes would dry in the middle of the night. You think you're getting subbed into the game. Check it in. 2-2 for the home team.
Absolutely true.
So I've spent the last 2 weeks on YouTube trying to Google how to turn up chime on dryer. And that does not exist.
Oh.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah. And if it does, even if it's an American-made dryer, there'll be some guy from Japan telling. It's amazing that whenever you Google stuff like that, I just had to do a thing last weekend about changing the oil, and it was some guy from South America talking about it. What? It's just amazing, the guys that are out there telling you what to do, but you can usually find everything.
Yeah, I just don't like the fact that all of this technology is too connected. It's like we're disconnected as people, but all of our devices know each other.
Wow.
I got a text from my refrigerator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, my water filter, man. It ain't time for the water filter. And
Hey, man, hate to bother you, but...
and it's midnight. Why am I getting a text from my fridge at midnight? And then the girl I'm with is like, who texting your phone? It's my refrigerator. Oh. Is that how she's saved in your phone? She must be a big girl.
Call her in the fridge.
I don't mind them big, but no, it's really my fridge.
But your point is well taken. We're all disconnected, but everything electronic isn't. That's great. Roy Wood Jr. is our guest, and that's just one of the themes he talks about in his new special called Lonely Flowers, and it's on Hulu. And it was just made its premiere, I guess, at midnight.
Well, Tom, it dropped at 3 a.m. Eastern.
I hate that. I don't like that phrase, Roy. Just back in my day when something was dropped, well, you got dropped from the team. Now it was
released.
It's
what you're used to.
What's that hipster talk? Everyone wants to be. Oh, they're dropping their new.
We just got a genuine back in my day.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That was a real.
When you were dropped, you're cut from the team. Is how I know
my
it.
Album dropping. My album dropping next week.
Everyone's just trying to be too hip. That's what that's all about.
Is that what that's all about?
World is a scary place.
Yes, there's lots of stuff going on.
Oh, speaking of hip, Roy Wood Jr. is obviously the son of Roy Wood Sr. And he's talked about his dad. His father was a very distinguished newsman in a bunch of places, including Chicago. At the height of the civil rights movement, he knew all the key players. And you've told a great story about your dad discovering a guy that was, I think, the epitome of hip there for a while. Your dad discovered a cop who pulled him over, as I recall. And it turned out, I think your dad said something like, you'd be good on the radio.
yeah, you have a great voice for radio. And the cop was like, whatever, sign for this ticket.
And who was that cop?
Don Cornelius.
Don Cornelius of
Host of
Soul
Soul
Train.
Train.
Peace, love, and soul.
Yeah. My father was the one that kind of was like, hey, you should get in media. Stop writing tickets to black people. And Don got into it, and then eventually on that path as a news reporter for WVON ended up like doing the pilot for Soul Train, to which my father was one of the people who gave Don Cornelius some of the front money to make Soul Train the first episode happen. And then, of course, you try to sell it, couldn't sell it, and my dad is impatient and wanted his money back. And it was like,
And Don kept telling him, hey, wait a while, be patient, and I can double your money. Yeah.
Hey, man, I know you want your... Well, it's Duncan in. Dig this, Roy. The train of soul is going to be rolling out the station soon enough. But just trust me on that. And my dad is frantic. He goes, I want my money. I don't care. Dig this, Roy. What if I made you a producer for the rest of your life? On the to which my father told Don Cornelius, and this is a true story, he told Don Cornelius, and I quote, nobody wants to watch black people dance for an hour. It's a terrible idea. It won't work. Give me my money before I have to beat you up. And Don eventually gave my dad his money back. My father signed away any rights or any attachment to the Soul Train empire. And I was not allowed to watch Soul Train. Which I actually respect my father for, because that's some real. You're supposed to be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You threw away Bitcoin when it was 2 pennies. You should be mad about that. Yeah, that's what happened, man. You got to trust people. But to my dad's credit, you also have to remember, my father covered the Vietnam War, South African riots, African civil wars, the civil rights, like every pain, struggle, gun, somebody getting shot at or beat on. That's all he covered. He never covered good news. He never covered sports. Just terrible stuff. And then some ex-cop comes into your office going, hey, what if we did something like Dick Clark? Get your ass out my office. We in the struggle right now. Hey, Roy, heard what happened to you yesterday at the riots. Listen, I got a show I need $1,000 for. Where the black people be dancing? We just need an escape from all of this pain and ass whoopings.
Wow. Our guest is Roy Wood Jr., and I bet Roy Wood Sr. would be very proud of you, Roy.
Yes.
You're bringing up topics people need to talk about in a very funny way. And I should mention again, Roy's special is called Lonely Flowers. We'll find out why in just a few minutes when we come back. Right now, we are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Reach us toll free at 1-888-BOB-TOM-1 or at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Vertuo Pop, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the Silac Insurance News Desk.
Hey.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi, Chick.
The I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair.
New year, new rose, Chickster. Steven Singer Jewelers, brand new 24-karat gold roses, peacock teal. Get it before they sell out. Exclusively at IHateStevenSinger.com.
There's Ace Cosby.
Hey.
I'm Chick McGee. Go Washington. And here's Tom Griswolder. We have a special treat for Roy Wood Jr., I think.
Roy is
our special guest.
Roy is our guest. Roy's a great comedian and television host. He's got a lot of hats that he wears, especially hats for the Chicago Cubs. And we'll get to Roy in just a second. I want to point out that Chick McGee, longtime fan of the Washington football clubs, if you will.
Since I was a baby, 1967.
When they became the Commanders, they kept the color scheme. And Chick is currently wearing a jersey for the contemporary Washington Commanders, number 5, Mr. Daniels.
Mr. And what's Mr. Daniels' first name, Tom?
Aloysius Jaden Smith.
Well, as much passion as I have for the Washington football team, my preferred name, I know that Roy Wood Jr. has that much passion for the Chicago Cubs.
Yes.
I don't know if Tom knows this or not, but you have a very special piece of clothing that you wear, your spirit wear, if you will.
Yeah, the victory robe.
The victory robe. That's right. It's got a nice C on the robe.
It's a bathrobe. It's the Cubs home jersey as a full terry cloth bathrobe. I wore it to Game 7 Cubs Indians. The Cubs won. Got the World Series championship, so I've dubbed it the victory robe ever since.
And you've thrown out the pitch at Wrigley a couple times, I want to say. Is that right?
In that robe, and that was a miscalculation. Chicago in July is not terry cloth, super thick bathrobe weather, chick. I was sweating through my jeans.
Well, at least you were wearing pants.
That's true.
Were you nervous at all?
The first pitch, yeah, they don't let you practice.
No.
They just hand you the ball and go do it. They're like, I don't get to warm up. I don't get to go in the bullpen or nothing. And then you two-hop it to the plate, and the internet laughs.
Were you on the mound, though?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did it on the mound.
All
'cause,
right.
You know,
Well, that's big.
That's hard.
That is hard.
I'm a man.
Yeah, you want to stand on the mound. That's
Because I did it at the Reds game, but they put me like halfway to the plate.
How'd you do?
And I'm a girl. I did okay.
I did it, but not from the mound. That was the hint that somebody gave me, and I said, okay, so I'll go down there, and I nailed it, though.
Good for you.
They don't
Nailed
like
that.
it, though, when you go on the mound.
No, they don't.
But
Get away from the mound.
They should have a batter up there. So then the possibility exists that you could get
The,
110-mile ball
you
coming
mean
at your head.
what they call those? A comebacker. Is that what you want?
Sadly, comedian Roy Wood Jr.
So I don't
only
know
the second man to die on a field following
if you've seen
Ray
this,
Chapman from the Cleveland.
Roy, but 44 years after putting away their powder blues, the Chicago Cubs are bringing that color back in 2025. The Cubs he's very excited. The new powder blue alternate uniform, a design combining post-team logos with a musical tribute to the world of the blues in Chicago. And I think if we look up on the screen, there they are.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
I do like that.
Now, that's not the one I was thinking. There's another one. There's another baby blue uniform they used to have that had the Cubby Bear integrated into the word Chicago somehow.
Oh, okay.
But that's nice. Listen, you need alternate jerseys. That's one of the biggest inventions and improvements to sports.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the last 2 decades is alternate jerseys because it keeps you excited about teams that disappoint you.
And
Right.
it also
My team
raises money for the
Spend
team.
money,
Yes,
yeah.
my team sucks. So, but at least I have this new color scheme. Like, oh, this looks very nice. I appreciate that.
Now, I have a question. Last year, there was a lot of controversy about the structure, the design, and of the newer uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
Players hated them.
Oh yeah, they went back. To
Have they
the old-
dropped them?
Yeah, they're going to correct it.
Yeah, they've corrected it.
It was Nike. Nike was charged with making the new uniforms last year, and whatever it wasn't a breathable enough fabric, and the players were literally after 2 innings soaked in sweat to the point where the jersey looks a different color. It looks like some chameleon camel. You know that flip-flop paint? You know when you in the hood, chick. You see
Yeah.
it's red, and then at another angle it's maroon.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, you know what
type
they
of
were
stuff.
doing, and they were some of the players. I don't know who started it, but they went back to the Majestic uniforms, Sporting Goods Majestic,
Right.
and they went back to those and not telling Nike. And that's when Nike lost their mind. Okay, we'll have to do something about this. So
Yeah, because I think Nike has the contract for the next
Right.
decade.
Yeah.
To make the uniform.
And they spent big bucks, as you might imagine, to be the official uniform supplier.
No, can I ask my dumbest question?
Sure, go ahead.
Roy, you do a lot of television. You did the Daily Show for a long time. You're on TV still. Are you ever told you can't wear specific logos? Can you wear, even though if your shoes aren't showing, can you wear a brand of shoes, or they tell you have to wear these, or do you have a shoe deal?
The only time they trip is ESPN. Depending on the capacity in which I'm appearing, you can't wear your team, because as a sports journalist, I do not have a favorite team. I'm here to report the facts. Meanwhile, MLB Network, I'm in a full Cubs robe. They're like, please wear it. Did you bring it? Like, please put it on. Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever had dress code. The only time people trip is when you're doing like a regular TV show, because then they don't want to give anybody free advertising or logo. Like I remember I did an episode of Only Murders in the Building in season 1.
I remember that.
And the character had on a Yankees hat, and it was originally like the traditional white Yankee.
Yeah.
And we shot the scene, and then there was some whispering. Yeah, we got to reshoot the scene. Put this hat on instead, and it was just like a blank black hat. So whatever clearances they needed to get from whoever did not come through. But if you see a logo in a TV show, somebody paid.
Okay.
Or there is some sort of swapping or something going on. But like for just regular news stuff, like, I mean, they'll look at you weird if you just, like if I'm on CNN on a Friday night to argue about the government and I wore jogging pants, they'd be like, interesting choice. Would have rather a collared shirt, bro. And they're walking in there like Mike McDaniel from the Dolphins. My joggers pushed up like LL Cool J.
Yeah.
In the world of sports,
that's an old ass reference. I'm so old.
LL Cool. Do you remember, Tom, when we were kids, that you could not find any sort of merchandise whatsoever for any sporting team?
Oh,
you couldn't.
I came back from Germany when I was in high school, and I picked up an Adidas bag, a gym bag,
right?
And people went berserk because you couldn't get anything.
Oh, you had to order it. Like, imagine being a Cubs fan in Alabama in the 80s. There was a store in Century Plaza called Sports Fantasy, and that was the only place in the city where you could get out of town to, like, the Blue Jays. Oh, my God.
I remember going through the Sears catalog.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Sears had a pretty good selection.
Really?
The Sears, Chris, the catalog would
the wish book.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The catalog would be released.
Right.
Thank you.
It was that thick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'd go through there and you'd circle each thing you want. You'd fold that page and give it to your mama. You didn't know that she was 2 months behind on her rent. She can't buy
Checking
all
sports gear and the women's garments.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we were a J.C. Penney family.
Well,
we had the J.C. Penney catalog.
Not a lot of lingerie in the J.C. Penney.
Real quick, some sad news from the world of baseball. One of the great voices of comedy and just a terrific guy, Bob Uecker, has died at the age of, 90?
90. Just short of 91.
Yeah. He'd probably say something like, yeah, they paid me not to wear their stuff.
And he was in the booth. He worked through last season.
Yeah, he did.
The Brewers. Yeah, I sure did.
Wow. Yeah, he was great. And he was on the Tonight Show all the time.
He was in Major League.
In the Johnny Carson era.
Just a bit outside.
Mr. Belvedere.
Bob
He
Uecker.
crossed over.
Right now, it's
Miller Lite.
St. Peter just said, I got a place for you in the front row.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh,
Isn't that sweet? Yeah,
that really doesn't fit the show. I don't know why you said that.
That was really sweet, Tom.
It was really
I like you. I like the old school sportscasters where they only did one sport. I know that these networks pay these sportscasters mega millions now, so they have to call 4 different sports and but I liked it when it was just I just do this one thing. I don't do anything else.
Yeah.
And it made you amazing at it.
We're speaking with Roy Wood Jr. Roy's a new special. Can you still call it that?
Yes, Tom.
It's called a special?
Yes.
It's a delightful film stand-up comedy program. And
I don't know what to do. If I disagree with him, he does that. If I agree with him, he does that. I don't know what to do.
It's special because Roy's in it. Hence the...
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, and it's called Lonely Flowers, and it just made its premiere.
It just dropped, 3 a.m. Eastern.
Don't drop it. You might break it. Right now, it's time to check in with Chick McGee.
Thank you. And I'll tell you about Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. They're the perfect gym buddy, coworker, phone call companion. Raycon's premium audio that goes where you go. The latest models, better than ever. It's been upgraded, 32 hours battery life, multi-point connectivity, lets you pair with 2 devices at once. And the earbuds also come with active noise cancellation, which often difficult to find at an accessible price point. But not with Raycon. They start about half the price of other premium audio brands. And Raycon's everyday earbuds available in a variety of vibrant colors: royal blue, forest green, blush violet, and even more limited edition colors like rose gold. 2025 is your year to make Raycon your best friend. Go to buyraycon.com/Tom and get 15% off site-wide. That's 15% off everything on Raycon's website. Go to buyraycon.com/Tom. That's buyraycon.com/Tom.
Okay, when we come back, you got to ask me why I'm a little nervous this morning.
Okay, we will.
And
what's my line again? Why are you a little nervous?
You appear to be a little nervous.
this morning. Okay.
I'll explain why.
Sure.
And may need a couple of tips from you guys.
All right.
Once again, we are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
I was wondering how you were going to... Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Hello, Tom. How are you? What a great show. We've got one of our favorite special guests with us.
Good morning once again. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
We're hanging out with comedian Roy Wood Jr.
Yes.
Fan of the Chicago Cubs, fan of the Miami Dolphins, and a guy who's here and there, and he's going to be on your TV on the Hulu network.
Right.
Beginning several hours ago. And you can find that and go to Who and look for Roy Wood Jr. and Lonely Flowers is the key operative word. It's my understanding we're getting a satellite connection right now, and there we go. It looks like someone's either eating breakfast or chewing gum. I can't tell which. It's Jeff Oskage.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good.
Hey, Jeff.
I'm over at the Failed to Mention news desk. Mr. Roy Wood Jr., we give you a lot of the news each week. We don't give you all the news, so I'm here to give our listeners the news that we have failed to mention.
Now here's Jeff Oskage with Failed to Mention News.
Oh, you got a new announcer.
Wow, I love it.
He sounds like he's fallen out of a building.
2025, baby. It was announced that ex-president Bill Clinton is about to have a future naval aircraft carrier named after him. What you failed to mention, the ship named the USS William J. Clinton won't do right turns or left turns. It'll only do in turns.
Ho, down with the ship. Yum.
Yeah, I did like that joke till Tom tagged it. An influencer said to stop taking your cell phone into the bathroom while showering after her phone started to develop mold on it. What you failed to mention sounds like she just needs to upgrade to the current iPhone from her outdated iPhone Spore. That's why I thought Tom would do the
I get it.
Numbers are weird.
The Spore.
2 people died at a swingers convention over the holiday. What you failed to mention, what a boner killer.
Yeah.
The Taliban. The Taliban has banned windows in houses so that men will not be tempted and have impure thoughts from seeing women inside her home. What you failed to mention, man, those Taliban are some horny dudes. I just feel bad for the peeping Tamirs over there. What are they going to do now? Tamir. An arsonist was caught on video accidentally setting his pants on fire. What you failed to mention, not only is the man an arsonist, apparently he's even worse, he's a liar. The family's home from the show Breaking Bad is up for sale for $4 million. What you failed to mention, for that 60s ranch home, for $4 million, it better have an operational meth lab in it that's currently bringing in around $3.8 million.
Then you got something.
And finally, L.A. is still on fire. No one could have predicted we'd start off 2025 with L.A. slowly burning to the ground. What you failed to mention, I mean, other than a few dozen insurance actuaries, who could have ever predicted that? Yeah. I'm Jeff Oskage. This has been the news that I failed to mention.
What you failed to mention news.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff Oskage.
Good job, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Now,
Nice shirt, Jeff.
Time to get back to the action. With we haven't really checked in. Did we finish our sports broadcast?
One looks like one more. A pair of Swedes are in the
Stupid World Record
arena. They have broken the Guinness World Record for the longest table tennis rally.
Oh, yeah?
Emil Olsen and Fredrik Nilsson. Yep, that's Swedish, all right. Self-proclaimed spin duo achieved the title after spending 13 hours, 37 minutes, and 6 seconds engaged in a table tennis match.
Oh.
According to the rules, the rally must be continuous, and players were not allowed to take breaks between passes. So they kept the ball going for 13 hours, 37 minutes, 6 seconds. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Is that what I'm reading in this story?
Yeah.
Right.
It's the longest table tennis rally finally finished after 13 hours.
Man.
So
that's impossible.
They have to be wearing diapers of some sort then, right?
You can't. Well,
Potentially.
most people can hold it for a day.
13 hours?
They didn't drink before. I don't know.
And so is this one volley that keeps
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
and on and on
yeah.
and on and on?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. That's
I'm
what
sure it's not challenged,
There
slow.
you go, yeah.
They're able to drink and snack.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's probably not.
If they can drink and snack, they got to go eventually, I would think.
Well, so they're wearing diapers. Who
Yeah,
cares?
maybe they were.
I'm just asking. It's a fair question.
I can't wait till I have to wear diapers.
Should I be impressed or should I be embarrassed? I'm trying to figure this out.
With their record?
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's cool, but it's table tennis.
Yeah, it's not...
It's like,
I'm not trying to down it as unathletic, but also, like, I have no scope of... Like, I don't know how to be impressed by this.
Right.
We feel that way about most of our world record stories, right?
We really do. It's okay. They did it, but was it necessary?
As Chick will say, so what?
I'm more intrigued at how you die at a swingers convention like that.
Well, they think it was a drug overdose.
Okay, that's different. I thought they died like mid-stroke. Like,
No.
Yeah, I know.
No one any
like doing
fun
that
like
13 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Now, see, now you got a story.
Yeah. That would.
That would have been fun.
13 hours.
What if these guys
13
did?
hours.
I wonder if these guys did it in the basement for authenticity. Their mom's upstairs. Are you boys still playing down there? Let's see now.
I wonder if they had a crowd watching. Can you imagine?
I feel bad for the what do they call them? The adjudicators? Is
Yeah,
that what
that
it
have
is?
to sit
That have
and-
to sit there and watch for 13 hours. Two guys hitting a ping pong ball back and forth. No thanks. Those are the real heroes. Now, speaking of heroes, Chick McGee's got his heroic jersey on today. Getting ready for that game on Saturday evening, the 8 o'clock game. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, with us in the studio, a guy who's watching the playoffs from a distance, Roy Wood Jr. has always been a Miami Dolphins fan. Are you an NBA fan? Are you, to switch gears here?
A little. I grew up watching Charlotte Hornets, so I would say I'm a Hornets fan, but if you asked me to name the starting lineup, I could not do it. I'd like, yeah, they got the one kid, and the black guy, and the black guy, and then there's a Serbian. So there's always a white dude from like a really dangerous white country. That's what the NBA is now. They got those guys. If there's one change I'd make to the NBA, I think we need to bring back fighting a little bit more. Because honestly, like if we want to talk about how the infusion of international players has changed the behavioral mechanics of American sports, and like foreigners don't be fighting like that. That's not what they do. They just, I will dunk on you and then smile and then go back up to like, no, fight me. Because that was like good ratings. Like that was an exciting time when like players would average 4.2 felonies a game. And it gave you a reason to watch bad teams because there was tension. And that was just as important. It was a soap opera. There was more of a soap opera unfolding. But now we got like there's black people from Canada playing now, and like they don't fight.
There's a guy who's Denver's guy.
Is it Jokic?
Yeah, his brother's a boxer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like that
and he got in the fight in the stands.
Yeah, as
There
you
you
should.
go.
You don't want that guy on the court. Like,
No.
I just think that there was a time, like for all of the grief people give Draymond Green with the Warriors, every team used to have two Draymonds, where their
An
only
enforcer.
job was to fight.
Yeah.
I don't score points. If I get a rebound, cool. But the coach literally put me in the game to
The
punch him.
intimidator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who would back it up?
Yeah.
Like that's where I.
Now half the stars won't even play in the games.
Yeah, I'm just going to shoot a 3 from half court. No, get your ass under that rim and come get this punch to the balls. Are you a man or not? Like, so, I like the modern game, but I do miss the grit of the old school NBA a little bit. But I know fighting's bad for sponsorships.
They're having trouble, right? They want to go back to too many three-point shots is what they're saying in the NBA. People are getting bored with the three-point shot.
Really?
They want to attack the rim more. So they're asking why shouldn't we make baskets 3 points and 3-point shots 4 points?
What?
And it's all sorts of stuff.
That'll throw all the stats off.
Well, that's what they can't respect the history of the game, moving it that much like that. Yeah, they say something needs to change.
But see, I think it's going to self-correct because you have Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio, and he's becoming extremely dominant. He can play from the outside, but he dominates on the inside.
Right.
So eventually, to combat him, you have to draft your own super tall foreign black guy. And so now, the idea of tall players, bigger, I'm joking, but like you need bigger centers to combat him.
Right.
Because he's going to be the dominant force over the next decade in the league. So I think we'll get back to our Hakeem, Shaquille O'Neal era type stuff. Because the only thing that's going to beat a Victor Wembanyama is like a more swole, like you need a Shaq to stop that.
Who's the guy from, is it the Canadian guy that's in Florida?
He's in Florida. He's taller than
the 7'9" dude?
Oliver Rue, 7'9".
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one Shaq met. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got to. Oh, you have tall foreign. I was to get tall man to beat your tall man.
Then will they raise the goal? I mean,
no, they can't do that. Come on.
No, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. I kind of like the 3-point NBA. I'm Steph Curry and all the shooting. I like the shooting.
Cool.
I'm not a big fan of the dunk and the posters and all that, but.
Now, a couple things here. We haven't heard from you today, Pat.
I know.
You got a song?
I'm enjoying Roy Wood over here.
Okay.
I'm just rambling.
Tom, I can't help it. You're giving off a nervous vibe.
Oh, yeah. What do you
I got to leave early. I've got a doctor's appointment. I've got meeting a new doctor today.
Yeah.
Which is always weird.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering if should I dress a certain way.
What?
You want to make a first impression?
Yeah,
doctor?
Change your boots for one.
But I will.
Now, is this
your
a new
boots are
doctor
cool.
because it's a new specialist?
Yeah, it's a new specialist guy, and I've never met him. And
What's he specializing in?
Something private, Christy.
Well, if it's his butt, you got to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's prostate, then you got to take a bath.
You got to.
No, yes, it is not. But I did an extra careful bathing.
All right.
Okay.
This is,
and I'm going to make every effort not to poop before I leave today.
Oh yeah.
This is a doctor's appointment, not a first date.
Right.
Okay, what are you doing?
But you want to make a good impression.
That's fair.
Not really. I mean,
Although he has every gathering a social gathering we've ever been at, he will hunt down a doctor to talk to. He absolutely, or an airline pilot, one of the two.
People that do interesting things.
does this guy know that you're coming? I mean, is he aware of your
No.
history? Uh-oh.
Yeah, so it's going to be weird if he may or may not know who I am and what I do, so it'll be odd. Could be odd. I don't know.
Your appointment is when?
This morning in a couple hours.
A couple hours? So
Yeah.
you need to leave now to do all the pre-first appointment.
So you can see, typically, if it were in the afternoon, I would shower immediately before going.
Right.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth.
Yeah,
You're not wearing.
Do your hair.
I'm going to brush my teeth. I've already got my.
Buy some flowers.
No, you're not wearing that, are you?
Hopefully some lonely,
Some
lonely flowers.
I wondered today. Is this just wearing a simple noise?
I think it's too casual. Far too casual.
Yeah, that was real stupid.
What, coat and tie?
Well, no, that's too much.
Yeah, because if you have to get undressed, it'll take you forever.
How about a nice quarter zip?
And you got to fluff yourself a little. Don't
Yeah.
Fluff yourself.
No, when he first comes in, I hope I can be dressed then and then do the transition. It'd be really weird if it's, well, take off all your stuff and sit over there. That's awful.
You know what I've always found really weird, and all the ladies, you guys probably won't understand this, but you go into the doctor, especially if you're going to your OBGYN, and even, and say he's a man, a lot of OBGYNs are men, and you have to take your clothes off, and you have that little curtain, and then they have a little place for your clothes. No matter what, and you can ask any woman, we always cover up our bras. Always.
Really?
Yes. It's the weirdest. Look, Justice is going yes.
You don't want them to see your bra?
And yet they're going to see you naked.
But that's interesting.
You don't want them to see your bra.
Interesting.
And I know, after I brought this up because I was thinking about it the other day, and almost every woman I've ever brought this up to agreed with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the source of that?
I don't know. I do it at home.
Is your OBGYN a male or female?
Mine was male.
Okay.
Yes.
I've always wondered if women prefer a female OBGYN because, they know everything.
A lot of women do
and they're more
prefer.
comfortable, or if they prefer a male because males are smart.
Thank you, Josh.
It's got to be a tough dilemma.
That's an honest question.
Yeah.
You are so wrong.
I mean, do you want to be comfortable and get bad?
and get the right diagnosis?
You don't want to compare and go, wow, boy, mine looks a lot better than this.
It's just something
Yeah,
that
this is. Well, looking at you, this is good for my self-esteem. No, but you know what I'm saying, Christy. When you had to switch OBs, is your new one a lady or a gent?
I don't have an OBGYN anymore. I have a private practice physician that does it all.
Oh, well.
Boy or girl?
A man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Were you nervous the first time you went to see him?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm. I don't get
Maybe-
nervous going to the doctor.
Maybe it's just me.
There's a lot of stuff we can say that about.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just you.
You don't want to hear the guy go, well, never seen this before. Thank you.
You'll just be yourself. You'll be all right.
I'm at that age now where I don't trust when the doctor's like, okay, it's all good, no problems. I'm like, nah.
Look again.
I know what I've been eating. Run the numbers again, bro. I don't like this. It's like you order food at a restaurant and get to the table too fast. Like, nah, this did not cook right.
Does that bother you?
Wait, this is a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looked at my A1C that fast. Fine.
We're speaking with Roy Wood Jr. And Roy's new comedy program it has just been released. It's on Hulu. So this weekend, when you've got some downtime, you can sit down, relax, check out Hulu. It's called Lonely Flowers with Roy Wood Jr. Coming up, we're going to talk with Roy. Now, I understand. I want to hear this in a few minutes. You apparently you've worn a lot of hats, done a lot of things with both the Daily Show and your other stuff. I understand that you did a kind of one of those ride-along things. And when we come back, I want to hear about that.
L.A. County Fire Department.
I want to hear about that. But right now, I want to remind you that the Bob and Tom Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is all about mental health and the importance of feeling good in 2025. You've been thinking about perhaps going into a little bit of therapy. Now it's become a lot easier to access therapy thanks to BetterHelp. BetterHelp is all about accessing therapy online and finding a therapist specifically to help you. And the way it's done is you go online and you fill out a specific kind of questionnaire, and then they will match you up with a therapist. You can switch therapists anytime, no additional charge. 5 million people are currently using BetterHelp. So find out how it's much easier to access a therapist through BetterHelp. You visit BetterHelp.com/BT Show. Once again, the /BT Show part will knock 10% off your first month. And it's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/BT Show. You can do the therapy with a camera on, like a Zoom call, or you can do it just like you're on a phone call, or even texting back and forth. It's up to you. It's all about flexibility and convenience because you can do it in the privacy of wherever you want to be. Once again, BetterHelp.com, BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/BT Show. And this portion of the Bob and Tom Show brought to you by BetterHelp. We're going to hear about Roy's ride-along when we return. We are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Add to or continue the conversation. Check out the Bob and Tom Show on Facebook. Get the link at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
It's time to rewrite the vacation rules. With Royal Caribbean, your family can look forward to just about anything. Break the thrill barrier, roaring down the tallest water slide in North America. Jump into breathtaking jungles and jaw-dropping coves. Vibe off the charts on our private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And end the day knowing things are just getting started. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the Silac Insurance News Desk.
Hi.
Pat Godwin.
Hello.
Josh Arnold. Ace Cosby. We're in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios, and here's Tom with our special guest.
Thank you very much. We are joined by comedian Roy Wood Jr. And Roy is the man behind that new television special entitled Lonely Flowers on the Hulu network. That's it just debuted a couple hours ago, so you can check that out this weekend, floating around in the ether. And great to see Roy. We haven't seen him in person in a few years. He's all over the TV. And you were talking about the fact that you did a so-called ride-along.
It wasn't supposed to be a ride-along, but it's just kind of what happened. Like, I have to give a shout-out to Los Angeles County Fire Department. So I went out to L.A., and I wanted to make a donation. I wanted to talk to some of the firefighters who were covering the region. Like, all right, there's a forest fire or wildfire, right? You have to move firefighters that are in LA proper up the hill to help with that. So the firefighters that are left behind have to cover a larger area with half the manpower on half the rest.
Right.
So I went to go talk to these exhausted ass dudes just to see what's going on. And I go down there, and all I want is a shirt. And I have this firefighter named Paco. I call Paco. It's Engine 16 in Compton. And I show up. I go, hey, man, I just wanted to talk. We talked for like 10 minutes. And I go, can I have my shirt now? And he goes to get the shirt. They get an alarm.
Oh.
And Paco goes, do you want to ride on the truck? I said, Paco, I'm here for a shirt. And we end up on the truck. And as we're riding to this call, it is informed to me that Engine 16 in Compton is the busiest firehouse in L.A. County for fire. I was on this rig for 2 hours, going from call to call. All I wanted was a shirt. Wow. I wanted to make a donation. I wanted to find out your story so I could talk about it and tell the people and make the donations. And I'm on it. And we just went all over the neighborhood just putting out random fire. Because the thing that I think people forget about the wildfires is that there's still regular fire. There's still regular 911 calls and traffic collisions and all of that stuff. So it was really dope to be there with them. Most of those guys that were there at the station, they have not been home in a week.
Oh.
Some of them have lost their home and still have not left the station to go and check on their own belongings because they're working in service to the people. And so when you're short-staffed like that, you just do what you got to do. But it's a very interesting life, and I think the one thing that if there's one way to fix the fire, like to help support the fire department, did y'all know that like when the fire trucks leave, sometimes people just break in the firehouse?
No kidding.
No.
This is people just go in the firehouse. There ain't nobody there.
Oh.
It's supposed to be one person there, but you're short-staffed,
Sure,
so everybody's got to
yeah.
go on a run.
Sure.
And they come home, and there's just strangers cooking meals and stuff in the kitchen.
Wow.
On some Goldilocks 3 Bears. Like, you just, like, but yeah, so much respect, man. Nothing but respect to what, because, like, wildland firefighting is wild because it's like you have regular firefighting, and then you have, hey, do you like firefighting? Yeah. All right. Can you do it without a truck of water? Would you mind trying that type of firefighting? And they just go, yeah, sign me up. Just make sure you fly a plane over now and then. Let it drop some seasoning salt.
Oh, wow.
I know that's not what it is, but I'm fat. It just looks like it looked like Lowry's. I'm like, man, they gotta put some more Lowry's on that barbecue.
When you were a kid,
Can I say something real quick about
yeah.
that? You glossed over the best part of that story for Tom. You got to go down the fire pole. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I did.
did you say? Did your inner person go wee?
It was very fun, but also at 46, I went very slow. Kind of
Really gripped it tight with your legs.
I looked like a stripper on her first date. Not smooth at all. No.
When you were a kid, did you have a particular thing you wanted to be? Did you want to be a newsman like your dad? Did you want to be a fireman or a cop?
I wanted to be a firefighter, and then there was an astronaut for a minute, and then my mom said, "You're never going to space camp because we're broke." And I was like, "All right, let me switch dreams." and firefighting. That's what I wanted to do until I saw Stuart Scott. Like, coming up in journalism, my dad is just very issue-driven journalism, and
Serious.
I just felt boring. Stuart Scott and, like, Fred Hickman. There was a guy on CNN Headline Sports named Van Earl Wright. They were fun and jovial, and I was like, oh, I can do that, because firefighting, I saw this is back in the 90s where ESPN would air those firefighting rescue contests to see who could take the dummy up the stairs.
Oh.
I go, that looks hard. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do journalism.
Now, Roy, I know that you've been a professional comedian for many, many years. But as I like to say, even at the peak of his career, Tiger Woods had someone help him coach him on his swing. And that's why it's time now for a little bit of schooling. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who's currently seen in Lonely Flowers on the Hulu Network, Roy Wood Jr., is about to be schooled in comedy by this guy.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Hey, Chick.
Yes, Ace.
I've got a pen that can write underwater.
Is that right?
It writes other words, too.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Now, I'm going back to my mind. How could I have helped more? Maybe we should have rehearsed. I don't know.
Ace's Joke of the Day is sponsored, and it's sponsored by Sleep Number. Choose your ideal comfort on either side with a Sleep Number bed now with the lowest price of the season on the top-selling i8 Smart Bed. Your best savings plus special financing. It's for a limited time, so see your store or sleepnumber.com.
Thank you very much. Roy, in the course of the last few years, you've met a lot of really interesting people, not necessarily just comedians.
Yeah.
In the world of non-comedians, like politicians or baseball players or whatever, who's the funniest?
Ooh, that's a tough one. The funniest Charles Barkley, but that's
we've had him in here. That's a good answer. He's funny.
Yeah, I think Charles Barkley's just quintessential. I don't think before I speak. So you're just gonna get the truth. Like, I'm not over analyzing any of this or trying to figure out one thing or another. Like, yeah, he was pretty cut and dry.
Did you like his CNN show with Gayle King?
Yeah, I did it once, man. What's funny is that Charles wasn't as funny on CNN as he is on TNT because he respects Gayle King. And so, like, there's a reverence when you're a black woman journalist, and, like, Charles will be on his best behavior. But then you put him next to Shaq and Kenny. Like, women in Texas are overweight. It's like, whoa, Charles.
Does your mom ever compare you to your dad? Because your dad was a very serious journalist. We mentioned him earlier, Roy Wood Sr., a really distinguished guy covering the most serious of the 60s, all that stuff. Does your mom ever say, well, your dad would love that joke? Or
not really.
Was your dad funny at all?
No, I don't. I don't remember him laughing.
Oh,
My
really?
pops read the paper and watched C-SPAN and Larry King. I don't like. I've never seen my father watch a sitcom. So I don't even know where I got my funny from, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
My mom was pretty funny, but my dad would watch. He might watch Airwolf. That was his one. As he called it, Sky Knight Rider. Ain't nothing but a car in the sky. And like hate watched it.
And he never saw you do comedy, did he?
No. I was my father passed when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. Yeah, I guess my dad did see me do comedy. He came to watch me play baseball once.
I didn't mean to set you up for that, but wow. We're hanging out with comedian Roy Wood Jr. Once again, the new program is a stand-up comedy special, and it's entitled Lonely Flowers. It's on Hulu. So this weekend, check out Roy on Hulu between football games. And we are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios. Glad to be here, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Even though we're not too much to look at, you can also watch the show on our YouTube channel.
BTW, FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an adjustable implant, 68 milligrams radio pain. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
Well, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We're the O'Reilly.
Oh boy.
The O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios.
Today's show in English.
It's Christy Lee at the Silac Insurance News Desk. Pat Godwin's here. Are you going to do a song or sit on your ass?
Oh, I was enjoying Roy, but I'm ready to sing now. He's on a little break.
There's Josh Arnold, the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair.
Thank you, Chick.
Ace Cosby. Hey. I'm Chick McGee. Go football team. And here's Tom Griswold.
A couple quick things. Roy Wood Jr., our special guest, is doing an interview with another show right now.
Well, that's hurtful.
How convenient.
I see.
Well,
this better be somebody important. Roy's new special is entitled Lonely Flowers. It's on Hulu. And it just
if I told you right now, go home, Tom, turn on Hulu, watch Roy's special, would you be able to handle it?
No, because I've got to go to the doctor's appointment, I told you.
Do you have Hulu?
Yeah, he's
No. The question is, do you know if you have Hulu? That's the question.
Yes, I do know, and to access it, I can merely ask my almost 12-year-old daughter. She'll hook you up.
That's part of the Disney bundle.
Well, yeah, it's on the Disney bundle, so that's
she knows
why
how
knows.
She knows how to do that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a big fan. And Roy,
I found out yesterday I have 3 AMC Pluses.
Oh, for Pete's.
Are you kidding me?
I have AMC Plus, the app. I have AMC Plus with the Amazon app.
Yeah.
And I have AMC Plus with the YouTube TV. I think that's at least one too many.
I can't wait to just carelessly piss away money.
No, but see, it's not just an old man thing. Life is confusing.
Life is confusing.
I had to spend
it can be. Yes.
I had to spend an hour yesterday trying to fix Venmo because one of my cards got compromised, and God.
There is no more.
I was ready to find a place I could go drive and grab somebody and strangle them until they could fix it for me.
I don't know what's relatable from before all of this technological explosion, but there's nothing more terrifying than you get a phishing email and you go, well, you're such and such credit card. We know your password. Oh, my God. So then you got to go check out, is this legit? What's going on?
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
They're getting
You're like,
good
this is a month or two of hassles.
Yes. And then if it truly does get compromised, you got to get a new credit card. Forget it.
Then you got to remember, I had 2 of them blow up this week. And then you got to remember kind of what recurring things are on that credit card.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
And then, you haven't paid us in 3 months. What's going on over there?
You got to have a password for everything. I bought a sledgehammer at Home Depot and I had to get a password. I thought, what the hell?
Wish I had a sledgehammer.
Would you hammer in the morning?
I'd hammer in the morning.
How about in the
hammer in the evening? I'd hammer at supper time. So
all over this land. Would you do that?
All over the land.
Yeah.
Do you have to chop kindling in your backyard? That's one of the favorite things I do now.
Yeah. You gave me the hatchet.
Yeah,
I seriously just bought a new sledgehammer a couple weeks ago. It does not need a password.
Did you buy that?
I do have it.
Yeah, and it's hard to explain what it is.
Yeah, it's like a sideless bucket almost.
Yes, it's a circular and
there's almost a hatchet head in it.
That thing.
You put the small piece of wood on and hit it with the
split
thing.
up. Yeah.
Oh man,
for you.
You like do a cuss word and then smash that log.
And I got to get a new wood guy. I just keep buying those little bundles at the gas station.
You mean to have somebody drop off wood?
Yeah, because you go to the gas station, it's $3,000 for 4 sticks of wood. You know what I'm talking about.
But somehow, I end up paying it.
Yeah, I'd like a lottery ticket and this pile of wood. That's $50.
And why do they leave the wood outside where it gets all wet? That doesn't make sense.
Because it's full of bugs and it's
well, cover it with the tarp or
They're
something.
all wrapped in plastic. I buy it all the time, and it's cool.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool.
What time did your surprise from Michigan come in?
No, I just got a thing. It's on the way.
For everyone listening, this is something Tom has said he's done for me. He bought a new pair of shoes.
You're a shoe guy. I am not.
For me.
I probably have 10 pairs of shoes at the most altogether.
So to give me a treat, you bought yourself a pair of shoes and you want to show them to me.
Yeah, well, but I bought a pair of boots. Because the only pair of boots I had I couldn't find because I moved. They're in a box somewhere.
I'm aware of the Wolverine brand. I didn't know they were all handmade. But
they're made in Michigan, so
they seem pretty.
So in the process of my research, I found these Wolverine boots.
I don't think they're all handmade, but
they
sell a lot of them to be all handmade.
This is not dissimilar from when Tom allowed Pat to walk Tom's dogs
Yes.
because it was a treat for you.
Yeah.
I thought what Tom said was yesterday afternoon, I was thinking, I'll give Pat a treat.
Yes.
I'll let him walk my dog.
Right.
Who thinks like that?
It was all very mysterious.
And so this is, I will give Chick a treat. I'll buy myself a pair of boots.
Exactly.
And he'll
Yeah.
go, oh, those are very cool.
So he'll
I'm
hate
happy
them.
for you.
He was very excited seeing me in my new shoes.
I got my new boots already, my Rossignol.
Your kinky boots.
And the Chick hates them.
Honey, did you hear what I did for Chick?
Kids, maybe you'll have a friend one day that you can do this for. What's wrong with you?
Because it would irritate you that I'm a big fan of the state of Michigan. So when I saw this, I
It's
have
not
to get
just
these.
me that it irritates.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Coming up, of course, a big game in Michigan. And the Detroit Lions, kind of the sweethearts of the playoffs, I think, in the NFL.
Are they really now, though? Are they? I don't think they are.
I think they are.
I don't think they are the sweethearts.
Not to everybody.
And not to my household.
How can they be when you are America's sweetheart?
I'm America's sweetheart. I'm the national treasure, and my football team is going to go up there and lose by 17. But my point is,
They're winning. I'm telling you, they're going to win.
You have a feeling?
And
I have a more. I know.
I think I think between the Bills and the Lions, I think that they're both kind of the sweethearts.
Sure.
Everyone would like to see a team that's never been up there win.
Right.
let's see. Let me think for a minute. Hang on a second. Who has been in the Super Bowl left in? Chiefs have been, obviously.
Well, you're not slinging all that out into Google, are you?
Let's see. Washington has been in the Super Bowl. Chiefs, Super Bowl, of course. Eagles, Super Bowl. Rams, Super Bowl. The Ravens won a Super Bowl. So the Bills, the Texans, and the Lions, 3 of the 8 teams this weekend have never been to the Super Bowl.
The Bills have been.
That's right. Yeah. The Bills have won, but they've never lost. That's right.
Never won.
They never won. That's right.
Well, it'll be interesting. And
That
you
was
are wearing
entirely
your,
backwards.
You are wearing your jersey.
Yes, I am.
Celebrating the Washington
means
Football Club. And we completed our sportscast. Roy Wood Jr. is doing an interview right now. We hope to have him back in here shortly.
This is kind of like if your girlfriend excuses herself from dinner and
to
goes
go on another date.
Go on another date, and you're eating dessert, and she'll see you at home, but she's
you're right.
She's bagging the guy on the other date right now.
I locked that door.
But I'll see you at home, honey.
No, we have we did a story yesterday, I think about this time actually, and I really liked the story. No one else did. It was about the fact that I believe it was 20% of all job postings are fraudulent. They're fake.
Mm-hmm.
The jobs don't really exist.
Right.
I believe it's even higher. I think for a lot of different reasons, people post job. But I mentioned in the course of this that I'd seen some offers that, and I didn't. I guess I was schooled that the horny MILFs looking for men those are fake, those ads.
I think we were more fascinated.
Horny MILFs in your area looking to meet.
You have that ad floating across your computer screen about horny MILFs.
I was just
you're looking at porn.
That's exactly what it means.
I was just handed this from Andy. He writes, horny MILFs, Tom, that's not a job, it's a passion.
Oh.
So they may be real. So horny MILFs out there.
Oh, no,
they're out there.
Oh, horny MILFs are real.
Horny MILFs are very real, and they don't have to advertise.
And you know what makes horny MILFs mad?
What's
that?
Indifference.
They don't want to be ignored.
No, sir. Mm-mm.
Wow.
They'll punch you in your face.
Posting all those ads. Christy Lee is at the Silac Insurance News Desk.
And we'll see what's coming up next.
Sorry.
You got an idea, Christy, what's going to come up?
Yeah, well, hopefully our guest will be back, but we do have some interesting stories about...
some interesting stories.
Yes.
Well, we are interested in hearing them.
How about a guy who filmed himself getting eaten by a lion?
Whoa.
Filmed himself.
Well,
he got halfway through.
You know what?
Put it this way.
That's the kind of can-do attitude I want in my provider.
Put it this way. He hit start. He hit start. Someone else had to close her down, as they say.
Hell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof.
Okay. And also, we have to celebrate. I'm sure you guys. I guess we could save this one for Monday. It's National Soup Month.
Yeah, we need to save this for Monday because I think it's a discussion. I had
Yeah,
soup for
but
lunch yesterday.
you may love soup, but when you hear what they're doing at Progresso, yikes! We'll look forward to that.
Black bean soup. You want soup to have. Period. Black bean soup.
You like black bean soup?
Have to.
No.
With sour cream?
Nothing else.
Sour cream?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Sour cream, onion, cheese, the whole thing. Everything.
Within 3 seconds, answer this question. Is chili soup, yes or no?
No. Chili's
Yes.
chili. No.
Chili is soup.
I don't agree.
When they go, what is your soups today? Well, we have chicken noodle, and they'll say
chili
chili
and
French
cheeseburgers.
onion.
No, it's wrong.
Why? Do you feel like I do? You want to go home and lock yourself in your house and get
So
away
bad.
from everybody?
Especially right now. Right now.
That's where you need Simply Safe, the do-it-yourself home security system. Traditional security systems only take action after somebody is already in your house. That's too late. Simply Safe's Active Guard outdoor protection can help prevent break-ins before they happen. AI-powered cameras backed by live professional monitoring agents monitor your property and detect suspicious activity. If somebody's lurking around or acting suspiciously, agents see and talk to them in real time. They turn on spotlights, even contact the police, all before they have any chance to get inside your home. And no long-term contracts with Simply Safe or cancellation fees. Monitoring plans start around $1 a day, incredibly affordable. And Simply Safe has a 60-day satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News & World Report 5 years in a row. Start the year with greater peace of mind. Visit simplysafetom.com to claim 50% off a new system with a professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafetom.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Thank you very much. Coming up,
Horny MILFs are in your area right now.
Thank you very much. We are coming right back. We are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios, and this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Life is made up of many gorgeous moments. Cherish them all, big and small, with Blue Nile. Whether it's for yourself or a loved one, Blue Nile's unrivaled selection of expertly crafted fine jewelry and statement pieces help make all your moments sparkle. Blue Nile's experts are on hand to guide you, and their diamond guarantee ensures you get the highest quality at the best price. Celebrate a life well lived in the most radiant way and save up to 30% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
Well, look who's back.
Christy's here, Pat Godwin, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, I'm Chick, and our world-class guest has returned from doing another interview on another show.
Must have been pretty good. I could see him through the glass, laughing, yucking it up,
having a ball,
throwing his arms up.
I believe I heard
was an old friend. You're still my main squeeze.
I believe I heard you yell, I sure wish I was there.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's
You're
the
so
funniest
much
thing I've ever heard. I could read his lips. Oh, gosh. We're hanging out with Roy Wood Jr., who just rejected us briefly. Roy's television special. It's some stand-up comedy recorded, and it's now known as The Lonely Flowers Show.
That's not it at all. This is the worst plug in the history of the world.
It's a streaming special on Hulu.
Hulu has an.
You guys know all the lingo because you're special.
A new stand-up comedy special with Roy Wood Jr.
Semi-aware.
Yeah, in tune.
Sorry, Roy.
Lonely Flowers.
Nice try.
Roy, where was this, if I could use the old-fashioned word, taped?
Washington, D.C.
All
at
right.
the Lincoln Theater.
Keep your head down.
Not Ford Street.
No.
Not
that.
But still, not that.
Yeah, I mean,
Isn't that kind of bad that
yeah,
they named the
it'd be
theater
like having the Buddy Holly
Airport.
Airport.
Right.
You don't wanna-
That's not good.
But Roy, you have a ritual before you record a special, right?
I go to Peoria and Atlanta. Those are the two places I go perform the week before because Peoria is like just quintessential America. If it gets a laugh here, because folks in Peoria got work, they got stuff on their mind. So if I can get you to laugh, cool. And then I go to Atlanta to make sure that black people won't be mad at these jokes. All right. Still got to go back to black people sooner or later. So those are the two things. Now, on the day, not really. I eat a hot dog. I know that sounds like a stupid thing, but like for a special taping, hot dog.
How about that? Sometimes a hot dog really gets it. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Doesn't matter from where. And then I lucked out in D.C. because the theater's next door to Ben's Chili Bowl, so they got all the good stuff over there.
Now, could you
We're
smell?
back to that.
Can you smell Ben's Chili Bowl in the Lincoln Theater?
No.
In a way.
In a way.
Well, once again, it's on Hulu. So I'll be sure to.
And Roy, you missed this. I don't know if you've heard, but Tom has a doctor's appointment. He has to leave here momentarily, and he's treating this new doctor appointment like it's a first date. He's nervous. He was wondering if he's dressed properly, if he's clean enough to go see the new doctor. We can't understand what.
I already have a letter from someone who assists a physician.
And what sort of examination is it? Could I ask?
He can't tell us. That's
You can't tell us?
HIPAA violation.
HIPAA.
Oh, you know.
Is it your butt?
Is it your butt?
I asked about that, and you guys scoffed at me.
It is not.
Is it your wiener?
Is it wiener or ball?
Oh,
It's got to be a wiener. It's got to be wiener or butt.
It's not. You got three strikes. You're out.
All right.
Okay.
Is it a podiatrist? Not even a doctor.
Is it your hearing?
What?
That is classic. he's still got it.
You're a car.
We know how to play this game. Don't
This
we?
registered nurse writes, "Oh yes, you are judged."
Oh yeah.
When you
Really?
first walk in, yeah, she works. Yeah, you. She goes, "It's understandable you want to dress casual for your first appointment. Trust me, the doctor will notice."
What? The doctor will notice how you're dressed.
This is going
Keep
on.
going. I'm getting annoyed.
But I thought I thought you were already in the gown. By
There's
the
a
time the
section on the documents where they write physical appearance.
Oh,
it's
that's
especially
true. The notes
important.
part, yeah.
You don't want
Oh,
them to
Lord.
be writing disheveled and unkempt.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. See, the kind of guy I want disheveled and unkempt now.
What is
That's what I want.
medically? What does that have to do with anything? If I come in with my hair uncut with skid marks in my drawers, what does that have to do with it? Run the numbers. Take my blood and tell me whether or not I got the condition. If I got it, tell me which pill at Walgreens fixes it so I can go in there and fight with them.
Well.
The patient, his khakis did not match the shoes, and why would he wear plaid with polka dots?
This son of a bitch was wearing Lee jeans and came into my office.
You believe that?
As much as healthcare is.
Well,
You should dress up for me. What are you wearing? Yeah, with your old smock. You ever go in the ER and it's like some doctor with the worn out scrubs on?
Oh,
Get
yeah.
the new scrubs.
Yeah. Make
Now-
a
I'm not
fuss.
impressed.
let me turn the
impressed.
tables on you here. Roy, you are the father of an 8-year-old. Is that correct?
Yes.
Have you had the experience of going to the parent-teacher conference?
Oh yes.
Now, did you find yourself
yes.
making sure that you were well dressed for that?
Oh yeah, because I want him to think the boy's parents not crazy.
Yeah. You know, this is sort of the same thing. You want to have a certain amount of.
Well, you've always been worried about what people think of you.
Well, you know,
Oddly.
Always.
because ordinarily I would go home and re-shower, put on fresh clothing.
Oh man.
See, now that's why we should have a shower in the building. You could have done
Exactly.
that on the break.
Roy could have taken his break to do his interview, and I'd be showering.
I just think for what we pay for health care, I'm just very underwhelmed at the outfits that our health professionals are presenting themselves to us in. I know you're here to save my life, and I appreciate it, but also you got a couple wrinkles in that. And the scrubs.
You want a doctor with a cummerbund?
Go steam that.
I don't know. I think our whole culture, though, it's
gotten casual.
Yeah, but there are certain uniforms.
Yeah, the scrubs being one.
Yeah, and then the lawyers look a certain way.
But doctors only wore scrubs back in the day when they were in the operating room. Now they wear them all the time.
You know what's more interesting about you, though, is that you are really concerned about what strangers think about
Right.
you, as opposed to anyone you associate with on a regular basis.
Oh,
You
I don't care what you guys think.
No, you don't.
I know you.
Care less. Yeah, but strangers.
But lawyers, that's like psychological, like part of it, because you're trying to influence a jury or a judge. So you have to like think about color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a couple of female lawyers. So they go like, you can't show a certain amount of leg, or else your client's gonna lose because he's represented by a hussy.
He's right.
And
Do
there's
they still use that word, or is that just an old?
No. I think we
and
bring it back. Hussy.
It's almost like you're acting. I mean, when
It's
you're
1,000%.
Yeah, we were talking about this. I have a friend that's a trial lawyer, and that's exactly what she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole field
Yes.
of how trial lawyers act, depending on a lot of different factors.
Right.
We've gone through that before. Now, as a comedian, when you filmed the new Roy Wood Jr. special entitled Lonely Flowers on Hulu, See what I did there?
Very nice.
Were you advised as to what to wear, or were you casual? Did you wear a tie? What was the?
I did like a little like bomber jacket or whatever. I deliberately don't wear suits when I perform because Daily Show put us in a suit for so long that I need you to know that I do other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not suit dude forever.
You were wearing a tux on the.
Well,
That's
the correspondence center,
Center.
yeah.
That's black tie.
Did you rent it?
The tux?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't have many tuxedo events to attend. Also, most of that stuff you can only wear once because, God forbid, you get caught in a repeat gown and get caught by the fashion police. So, yeah, like, because I noticed, like, then even, like, in television, most shows that I get offered, I end up in a suit. I was in Better Call Saul. I was a lawyer. I was a principal in Flatbush Misdemeanor. So it's like there's always suit stuff. So I was like, no, let me just wear some
Fashion
regular
police
clothes.
can tell the difference between a tuxedo on a man?
They can.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
if you're wearing something weird enough.
Different brand.
I just wish I was comfortable enough to wear shorts. Like, I watch Gabe Iglesias, and I just get jealous. He's built an entire career just in short sets. And I'm like, damn, I wish I had jokes that could overcome me in shorts. Because, like, if I was on stage in shorts, she'd be like, what happened? An airline?
When I first started the open mic that I would hit every week, the St. Louis Funny Bone, you weren't allowed on stage if you were wearing shorts.
Really?
You were just automatically off the list.
Just immediately?
Yeah.
Is that a psychological thing? People don't think people are
I think.
funny
I mean,
in shorts?
the manager of the club was like, "No, you're never going up there in shorts."
You're not
It's
respected?
unprofessional. Whenever I wear shorts, I just look like my luggage was lost. And so it presents in a way that suggests that I don't take this serious. And so, like, that's how a lot of club, especially old school guys who are probably from, like, the, you know, and I know the manager you're talking about. He's very much, I didn't
mind
put on
it.
a collar. He's not going to make you wear a tux, but
Right.
get dressed up a little bit.
Well, I'm leaving.
All right, later.
See you
Good
guys.
luck on your first date.
Don't let the
Yeah,
door
you got
hit
this.
in ass.
Oh, my flowers on your
Things gonna
way.
be fine.
Just be yourself.
I think it's about time we heard Pat Godwin sing a song, and then you could skulk out.
Okay,
How
I'll
about
skulk
that?
out. Thank you.
Yeah,
do you
Pat,
think?
what do
Luz
you got?
Tom is
What
an
do you got?
audience member.
Yep, that's right. He never does
I
that
love the Southwest Pilot story. You got that over there? Boy,
Oh, yeah. That is right.
that is crazy.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't have that.
I can give you the short version of that.
Oh, yeah.
It's sad, actually. A
good.
pilot from Southwest was pulled off the plane. Right?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, he had a DUI.
DUI.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yikes.
Did he get on the plane?
I
Yeah, he was
believe.
on the plane.
I
He had
think they pulled
Smelled
him.
him. They said his behavior was
I think they
horrible.
pulled him out of the cockpit.
Yep.
Yikes. But yeah, he did not take off in the plane.
Here's a question about
There we
it.
go. I have it.
They have not released blood alcohol level or any of that. So who knows if the guy was.
Southwest airline pilot removed from the cockpit ahead of a flight, charged with driving under the influence. Interesting. Citing unnamed sources, CBS News reports that the gentleman allegedly smelled of alcohol and may have shown other signs of intoxication prior to the flight from Georgia to Chicago. Airport police in Savannah removed him before the flight took off. So there you go.
All right.
Here we go then. All my drinks are drunk. I'm ready to fly. I'd probably get an FUI. No way that I'm below a .04. But the plane is leaving. I'm the pilot. Me and the other guy. And we gotta fly it. I can sleep it off once we're in the sky. So kiss me, cute flight attendant. I can't say stewardess, you'll be offended. Do me in the bathroom once we're in the air. Come on, baby. I'm heaving on a jet plane. Pretty sure they won't let me fly again. They're drawing blood I refuse to blow. Tom's gotta go.
Tom's
See his
going
doctor.
now.
He's
Good luck,
out the
Tommy.
door. Good luck, Tom.
Yeah.
Very nice, Pat.
What else over there, Miss Lee?
Well, a zookeeper in Uzbekistan, Uzbekistan has died, sadly, after entering a lion enclosure, apparently to impress his girlfriend.
What did he die of?
According to the International Business Times, the 44-year-old was working his night shift at the zoo when he filmed himself approaching the lion's cage. In the video, he flips the camera on himself as if recording the video to send to his fiancée.
Oh, no.
The animals appear docile at first. He begins to pet the lion.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Jeez.
Look at this guy.
But
What's he
as you
doing,
can
huh?
imagine, they soon attack the unsuspecting keeper. Russian authorities said the man was eaten alive.
Oh, that is brutal.
One of the lions was killed, the other tranquilized.
They got 19 million views. So,
I don't know if the video's out there.
Why you kill me?
Yeah,
came
exactly.
over to my house.
It's always unfair when they kill the animal that was just
Well,
doing.
Now he has the flavor for humans.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
he will see humans forever as delicious treats.
He did before.
Yeah, he did. He just never had the opportunity.
Yeah.
Now he does.
this happens a lot, though. People climb into cages like this and want their picture taken.
You know, usually it's not a zookeeper.
Zookeepers
They
know
know better.
Right?
Yeah, they do.
I wonder what the girl looked like. She must have been hot.
Must have been real hot.
Must have been real.
Yeah.
To justify that.
Oh, yeah. You don't do that for
What if
enough.
she's not? And you're like, wow, dude, you did all that for that.
Yeah, jeez. Got eaten alive for her.
Oh, God. Well, better than eating her, I can tell you.
You know what? I would have preferred this. Yeah, you're...
Well, you hope that first bite took him, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
that would be-
You don't want it to be the ankle. You want it to be the jugular.
Right? Yeah, suffocate me, baby. Choke me out. Choke me, daddy.
On this kind of note, I guess we should bring this up. Filmmaker David Lynch has passed away.
Yeah.
His family announced the death on social media, saying, quote, "There's a big hole in the world now that he's no longer with us, but as he would say, keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole. It's a beautiful day with golden sunshine and blue skies all the way." David Lynch died just before his 79th birthday. Cause of death not immediately available, but he had talked about him having emphysema for years. And
I revisited Blue Velvet last night.
oh, did you really?
Oh, that's so
we
good.
were talking about that because Pat said he took a first date to see Blue Velvet.
Yeah, that
Holy
went
cow.
Yeah, that went poorly.
It did not go
Yeah.
well.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know what the movie was all about.
Right.
I loved it, but she did not.
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
It's a great movie.
I love it too. It has one of the all-time most terrifying villains in it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Dennis Hopper's
Dennis
character.
Hopper's great.
I've never seen it. What's it about? Like, what's
It's
the
good.
The young kid and his sort of girlfriend decide to kind of, there's a bit of a mystery in the small town, and they kind of follow up on it, and it just gets darker and darker and darker.
Nitrous is involved. It's
Finds
one
an ear
point.
in the woods, right?
Yeah.
First date.
Yeah.
Deep wood mystery murder.
I didn't know anything about it. Took a first day in Philadelphia.
Insanity.
You guys remember how popular Twin Peaks was?
Oh, my gosh. My kids just started
went
watching
crazy.
Twin Peaks
I'm a big fan of
the
that,
other
too.
day.
Yeah.
And I loved Mulholland Drive. Now, I did
Sure,
like that
That's
movie.
a great movie.
Now,
That's probably my
not
favorite.
all of his stuff is very accessible in terms of understanding it. So, but don't worry about it. He didn't want you to.
No.
Well, yeah.
I had the same thing. I took a girl to see Barbershop 2, and it didn't work out.
No kidding.
She hadn't seen part 1.
Oh, she was lost.
Oh, okay. All right.
I didn't know. I just didn't know. My bad. I thought
My dad and I
you'd
went and
seen it.
saw Barbershop 2, and Beauty Shop.
Yeah.
Made a day of it.
Yeah,
Queen
yeah.
Latifah.
Wow.
And finally, locking up store merchandise can deter shoplifters and paying customers alike, apparently, according to Walgreens. The pharmacy chain's CEO, Tim Wentworth, said Walgreens' first quarter earnings call Tuesday that when you lock things up, you don't sell as many of them, and we've kind of proven that conclusively. So it's hurt their sales in a big, big way at Walgreens. So
what does that mean? Is it green flag racing on shoplifting again?
they're going to open things up again?
So they must have made more letting people steal what they wanted and selling and then locking it up.
Yeah. We'll have to
it's
see.
a pain to have to call somebody over, and sometimes they're busy doing something else.
Right. And that's exactly what I think he was talking
If
about.
you're looking for prophylactics, Josh, you tell the person at Walgreens you want rubbers or condoms.
Yeah, I asked for the Coney Island whitefish.
Is that what you call it? Okay.
We have a great condom.
But the thing about that, though, locking up in Walgreens, though, is if you were in a town that you weren't familiar with, you could tell what part of town you were in by how much was locked up.
Yeah, what's locked up tells you, oh, this is what they're into over here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. This is a meth town.
Let me tell you about Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. They're the perfect gym buddy, coworker, phone call companion, premium audio that goes where you go, and Raycons have been updated. The latest model better than ever with 32-hour battery life. Multi-point connectivity lets you pair with 2 devices at once, and earbuds also come with active noise cancellation. And Raycon starts at just half the price of other premium audio brands. Raycon's everyday earbuds also swell new colors like blush violet, royal blue, forest green, and limited edition colors like rose gold. 2025 is not going to be easy, but Raycon's return policy is a 30-day happiness guarantee. Go to buyraycon.com/Tom today to get 15% off site-wide, 15% off everything on Raycon's website. Go to buyraycon.com/Tom. That's buyraycon.com/Tom. We'll be back from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Become a Bob and Tom VIP and get your Bob and Tom fix 24/7. Get all the info in the VIP area at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. It's tax season, and we're all a bit tired of numbers. But here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it. Guaranteed. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Stunning. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We are in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Christy Lee's here, Pat Godwin, and Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, and our very special guest, Roy Wood Jr.
Good evening.
Good evening. Longtime Bob and Tom comedian. He do the Bob and Tom comedy shows all across the country. Years.
Well, we love having you as a guest, Roy. Welcome anytime.
You know, those shows are part of why, like, now, like, I met Mike Birbiglia at those shows early on. And, like, now Birbiglia and I have been friends since then. And, like, I've been able to go, I feel myself transitioning into, I think I want to tell stories like Mike. I think I have weird stories. So, because I saw him make that transition on the tour where he was going in front of your audiences and telling long 8-minute stories that there was no punchline in the middles. That he'd get to the end and kick the audience in their teeth. And I'm like, hey, man, can you teach me that, man? Figure that out. You got to keep evolving, man. That's what these TikTok. Y'all think that TikTok ban is going to happen?
I don't think so.
I think it is. I think it's going to happen.
I think somebody's going to step up at the last minute.
We'll just switch to another social platform, right? Isn't that what they do
Lemon
with that?
8 seems to be the...
What is it?
Lemon 8.
Lemon 8.
Is that owned by the Chinese, too?
It's owned by the same company that owns TikTok, yeah.
Yeah, ByteDance, yeah.
Right.
And that one and Red Note are supposedly even more intrusive in their privacy intrusions than TikTok. So it's like, it's like jumping out of the frying pan into a deep fryer.
Yeah.
If you switch out. I feel bad for the kids that, like, all these small businesses that make all that money on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like, for a lot of, like, 17 and 18-year-olds, and it's wild to think this is their first job.
Yeah.
And they're getting laid off. Like, it's your first layoff.
They're getting their laid off. Yeah, laid off.
And you don't have the people skills. And I'm not trying to bring it back to the special Lonely Flowers on Hulu. But the idea that as a teenager, that first job was your interaction with people. And this is the first, like, real adults who don't give a damn about you. Is your job. Because, like, most adults you meet as a teenager, it's the church, it's your coach, it's your teacher. We kind of like you. I had a dude named Cocaine Mike who punched me in the mouth. 17 years old. Not a slap, a punch. A full came from downtown. And I deserved it.
Okay.
I deserved it. We got into an argument at work about, work ethic and all of that stuff. And I'm a better person because of that. And that's what I think the kids are going to miss from TikTok is because now we got 20-year-olds who are filthy rich and they've never...
Had to work fast food, dang it. Come on.
Every American.
Yes.
Every single American. Military service for 1 year or fast food for 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
Amen.
Not bad.
Amen.
Somewhere with a deep fryer. It doesn't have to be a drive-thru. I don't want to put you in danger.
Yeah, or a slicer.
Yeah,
a
Arby's.
deep fryer slicer. Somewhere where you have to show some sort of
There you go.
I was an Arby's
responsibility.
girl.
You have to, so a piece of equipment you have to be checked out on
Right.
before you can work on.
What about Chipotle? Does that count?
No.
No.
Don't
No,
count.
too kind. It's not enough. You've seen Chipotle employees. They got Chick-fil-A vibes. You're not gonna.
They do.
You're not gonna get character in this place. You need to go to a Popeyes.
Be sure and check out Roy Wood Jr.'s brand new stand-up comedy special, Lonely Flowers.
Yes, streaming now.
Right now on Hulu.
Yes.
That brings us to Today in History.
All right.
Can you believe it? January 17th.
Wrapping up the week.
I'm not sure why this isn't a national holiday. Today is Benjamin Franklin's birthday.
Oh, really?
He was the 3rd and 5th president of the United States, right?
Yeah, people
Sleep
forget
with
that
the
he
French
didn't
woman
have.
today.
in between
Yeah,
there.
that
He's on the $100 bill. It's all about the Benjamins, right?
right.
Did you hear what I said?
Uh-uh.
You should sleep with a French woman today.
Oh.
In honor of Ben
Yeah, he
Franklin.
liked that. He took baths. He liked taking baths with his ladies, didn't he? It seems like every Benjamin Franklin movie I've seen, he's taking a bath.
Michael Douglas does not sell that. I'm sorry. Did you watch that?
I have not seen that one.
It's hard to believe
He's
Michael
thin,
Douglas is
yeah.
Ben Franklin. It was a hard sell.
Well, it says here Benjamin Franklin's the person most misidentified as a president of the United States. Well, that can't be correct.
Well, that person is misidentified. Yeah.
Absolutely. Benjamin Franklin came up with the idea of libraries and fire departments.
Oh, there you go. Tied it into our.
What do you think of that?
I don't know. I mean,
maybe he wanted a T-shirt like Roy.
Yeah.
Today,
But hang on. Library, I get, but is that an invention or is that just somebody eventually would have figured
yeah.
out?
Hey,
Fire.
there are fires. Maybe we should have a team of people who put them out.
This isn't electricity he somehow conjured up. Like, I'm not saying I don't respect Ben Franklin, but let's listen. He didn't.
Yeah.
Al Capone's birthday today.
Oh.
How about that? Died of syphilis, right? Didn't he?
I think so.
Gonorrhea.
Went to his brain and everything.
Yeah. Oh, he went all goofy.
Yeah.
Betty White's birthday today.
He was in prison singing show too. Boy, that's just Capone.
James Earl Jones' birthday today.
Nice.
Maury Povich. Boy, this is a many and varied list. Al Capone, Betty White, James Earl Jones, Maury Povich, Muhammad Ali, Steve Earle, Jim Carrey, Bob Rock. You might know him as Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Zoe Deschanel, Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
Popeyes made his first appearance in a comic strip called Thimble Theater.
Oh, yeah? Old Popeye?
Thimble Theater.
Popeye's one of those characters that's now in the public domain, and so there's a new horror movie coming out with a killer Popeye.
No.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is he animated?
No, he's just this big, bulky. I mean, he looks like Popeye, but a monster.
Popeye spent all that time fighting a dude over a 4.
Yeah. You ain't kidding.
Right?
That
And
olive
you're
oil.
being generous with a 4.
No boobs, no ass, no nothing.
Nothing.
Just a big whiny voice. Popeye, shut up, olive oil. Shut up.
She don't have a gag reflex. Oh, okay. It's starting to make sense, Popeye.
I get it now.
Hey, have a good weekend. Go Washington. We'll see you Monday. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Catch any part of the show you missed later today on our YouTube channel.
Expert entrepreneur Ed Milet is on a mission to max out your life.
I exist here weekly so that you can make your dreams come true, become the man or woman you're capable of, and then pay it forward.
It's time to get laser focused on peak performance.
Clarity equals focus, and focus equals success. That's what I'm here to do every week with you. Max out.
The Ed Milet Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.